Welcome to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
And my name is Paul Rowe.
And today we have some special guests sitting with us in on the casting couch. Introduce yourself, ladies.
My name is Audrey, and I'm the resident vegan, but not preachy.
My name is Jana Marie. I'm the resident Canadian.
Yeah, we like Canadians.
But not sorry. And I'm not sorry.
I was going to say it right.
Of course I'm going to say it right. Can't change that.
That is awesome.
Yeah. She's mad at me because I didn't have her maple syrup bath already drawn and waiting for her.
I don't know how I'll survive being in Arizona.
I know, your skin's is going to fall off, I think, right?
Probably. We were super impressed with Sprouts and how they had that mister on the outside of the store.
Yeah, welcome to the desert.
Welcome to hell.
What? What? It was even cooler today.
Yeah, it wasn't as humid as it was yesterday.
No, and it was like a balmy 104 the whole drive.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not what I was expecting.
It's like 5 degrees cooler than what it has been.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not. You could feel the heat radiating off of the windows, though.
Nice.
It gets hot though in Texas, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, 112.
Hot and humid.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
let me preface how I know these folks.
Go for it.
So I met Audrey and JM at the wonderful House of Gains there in Georgetown, Texas. Jana Marie was one of the trainers alongside of me, and Audrey has just been dope forever. So,
Thanks.
yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that
Look,
title.
I tell people all the time when people ask me about you, I say she's the nicest person I know that comes from the nicest family of people I've ever met.
He did just say that to me about 10 minutes ago about you.
Yeah.
I'll take that back to the fam.
Yeah,
They
you-
love you.
Yeah, you tell them I said what's up.
I'll tell them.
Yeah, I like her parents.
They're cool people.
And Nick's cool. Leah's cool. I see she's back to doing her dancing and shit.
She sure is.
Shaking that thing.
Shaking that thing, stomping them feet.
Mm-hmm. So, Jana, you are no longer training
No.
at the Hog. What are you up to now?
Multiple other things. I work as a barista at this coffee shop where we do fancy latte art. And then I do still train some clients in apartment gyms and stuff like that. And then I do have a couple entrepreneurial ventures that I just decided I would much rather see that succeed than keep a personal training business going when I ultimately wasn't happy there.
Tell me about these entrepreneurial adventures.
So the first one is Fortress Training Co. It's a fitness and athleisure apparel company I launched August last year. And so it's been exactly what you would expect a new business to be, which is full of ups and downs and learning experiences. But I'm excited to see where it goes when I can fully put my heart and soul into it. And then another one is hopefully I'll be launching it in September, and it's called The Makings, and it's for women in business and entrepreneurial ventures like myself and Audrey, where she actually doesn't know about this yet either. But
Oh, hey, reveal.
I wanted to create a really cool space for females who want to either get into business or have started businesses, or they just want to be inspired and encouraged by other women. And it's almost like a BNI, like business networking thing. I don't know. I've been to a couple and they're incredibly boring.
Kind of like a LinkedIn.
Almost like a LinkedIn.
Okay.
But like the ultimate goal is just to create that place where like women can go and just be inspired and encouraged and just, I don't know, like not feel like they need to have their shit together to like say, hey, I have an idea, or I want to have an idea, but I'm too scared to think of anything.
So like a group think tank kind of thing?
Yeah, like
Okay.
that, but like really just about practical ways to like either like bring in productivity or how to like schedule your life or how to like prioritize. And those are things that like I struggle with as an individual because I'm very much just go with the flow. And Audrey's like you like spreadsheets and organization, and
She might be one of the most organized people I've ever met. Actually.
yeah, it's embarrassing for me because I'm just not an organized person. I like to dream and then like let people execute for me, but
So
I'm
I
my only employee, so.
So with me just first meeting you, I hear going from being a trainer to business, which is a huge change. So do you have like a background, schooling in business or anything like that? Or what led you to that?
No, So I was a very stubborn kid growing up, and my dad tried to convince me that like education and pursuing school outside of high school was smart. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, they were right, but I wouldn't be where I am today. And so I actually never pursued anything. I always talked about wanting to and get into branding and marketing. And I know that's something that like I enjoy and I thrive. And I run the social media for the coffee shop. And so I'm getting opportunities to grow in that in like a safe environment. But I just never pursued it. But I always had ideas. And so what brought me to starting Fortress was I was sick of having good ideas and then being disappointed I never had the balls to pursue them. So it was just kind of like ripping the Band-Aid and pushing myself to do something I've never done. Because if I don't do it and I just keep sitting back waiting till I get an education or waiting till an opportunity comes along, like I'm really just going to miss every single boat that comes my way. And then I'll just look back being like, oh, I should have done that. Like, what stopped me? So it's really been like a great year for me in like pushing past my fear and my expectation to always have it perfect. And like, it's not going to be perfect. And to pull people in that like do have strengths like organization, or they do like, they push me as an individual and they're like, just talk about it, like market yourself, just go grow some balls and go talk to everyone about it, or go to other gyms and talk about what you want Fortress Training Co. to be in terms of like growth. And like, I want to work with organizations fighting human sex trafficking and have that kind of be linked together. But really just, it's been a year of growing balls and like not letting my lack of education determine like what I have to bring to the entrepreneurial world. And you always see people that are like successful in business that have no experience except putting themselves out constantly and then having trial and error. And that's what being a business person is. It's what starting anything is. It's like throw something out to sea and see if something bites, and then reel it back in. So no education,
just balls.
Sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No, that's
no,
great.
No, not at all.
That's awesome. And I think, all three of us, we all have experience with the same apparel company that kind of fell through.
What?
Jana Marie, you and I were both ambassadors, and Audrey, I think the owner was trying to give you some animal product at some point in time. That was reference.
Oh, I know.
That was a penis reference.
I know that was a penis reference.
Yeah, but the listeners might not.
I didn't.
I was trying to think of a way to reference it.
Now you know.
She's a vegan, right?
Yeah,
That's like the perfect eggplant segue, man.
Well, why would I make an eggplant sandwich when?
Because it's a vegetable.
I know, but he was trying to give her some animal product. You know what I'm saying?
Something she didn't want.
I was like literally
she didn't want.
I apologize.
And here I am thinking it was fucking steak.
Tube steak.
I some steak. You want it?
Hey, I suggest going to that website.
Should we do it right now?
Do it.
What website?
I will not say the website on the air.
Oh, that one.
Uh-huh. It's last time I went and checked it out, you could get
It's not a porn site now, is it?
even better.
Is it close? Is it a
even better?
Is it inappropriate meme site?
No. I think you can get all the greatest Bollywood hits off of
What is the actual site?
Oh my god.
Was it just?
Oh my gosh. Be really careful not to say this out loud.
No, I know, but
Yeah. Where's the
Yeah, I want to see.
I'm a guest entry.
No, just right there, that page, whatever was up.
No, dude, it story fail. Oh.
mine says if it's just the brand.com,
You're
it's
so good
not.
at that.
It's not pulling up.
Don't actually look it up. Like, type what you're trying to say.
Type what you're trying to say, but don't say what you're trying to
My
type.
business IP address.
I think it should just be
Whatever
that.
you're talking about right now.
Oh. Yeah, nothing's,
now nothing
Well,
comes up.
nothing's showing up.
Oh, hang on.
Got taken down.
Here we go. Because it was, I went and clicked on it one day just to, okay, I guess it did get taken down.
God damn it. Suspense is killing me.
Because I went to
I
go,
was so
What was it?
excited.
well, I went to go check to see what it was, and just to see if it was still up and running, and it was a Indian action movie website. You could get all the
That would have been amazing.
all your Bollywood hits.
So how does that make sense with what the other website was to what Bollywood dancing is?
Who knows? And that's where the mystery is.
That's
That's where you get to
Now
like
we'll never know.
make a
Well,
story.
basi-
No, we make a story.
basically what happened was the IP address went up. The address went up for sale, and some Bob's and Vagine dude was like, "I'll take that." And
Excuse me, it's Bob's and Veganas.
oh, Veganas, pardon me, ma'am, pardon me.
What is that?
Meme culture.
It's well, it's rude to Indian people is what it is. But there was, you remember back in the day when you'd get online and there'd always be like the creepy Indian dude saying something to like a hot chick.
Oh, I've had a lot of people
No.
recently from
Good old
India
AOL
like
days.
my Facebook page, and I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
I don't know how this is happening.
They want to see your feet. Pass it.
No, thank you.
Pass that bottle around, JM. Shit. You and Jonathan can retire on your fucking feet, dude. It's good.
Seriously, that'd be nice.
Just paint your toes every now and
Just
again.
sell my soul of my feet.
I've heard also via the Your Mom's House podcast that the used panty market is exploding right now. So I mean,
There's this girl selling bath water too.
yes, I saw that on H3.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you're
dude.
talking about
Girl,
that.
Girl posts some promiscuous photos
Bell,
though, so she must
Daphne.
get that following.
Don't look at me
Oh.
like I know what you're
No, I
talking
know who
about.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I have no idea either.
I got you.
No, but you're,
Thank
like,
you.
that's what you're talking about, the entrepreneurial spirit. You just throw some out there, see what's
Sell some
Listen,
bath water.
the true spirit,
man.
the true spirit of capitalism. If
Sell
the-
some bath.
If
water.
there is a demand, you best make the supply and make that money.
Take all the baths you need.
Hell yeah. I don't know if I'd sell my bathwater to anybody though. Just out of respect.
Shit, I can't even remember
What's
the
in
last
your
time I took a
bathwater?
bath.
Huh? What's in my bathwater? Well, I mean, bacteria, skin, pubis, general grossness, soap, shampoo.
And if you had the
face wash.
opportunity to monetize it, you would choose not to.
I would choose not to out of respect for my mother.
Oh, okay, for
Yeah.
her. Gotcha.
Yeah.
She don't have to know.
You should just send her a random check
Hey, mom.
for X amount of dollars, and in the memo it just says
It
bathwater.
just says, no, it just says, we made it, bathwater.
Selling my dignity.
I did it for the family. I want my daughter to go to school. Be proud of me, baby. No, okay. So, Audrey, you moved out to Commieland, aka Southern California,
Sure did.
and you are on your way back to Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Where and why for this move?
So
Words.
the summarized version, I left my job at the beginning of June.
For my birthday.
For your birthday. Happy
And what
birthday.
job was that?
I was the U.S. rep for a brand called Cocoa Whip, and it was vegan soft serve ice cream made from coconut water. It's probiotic. It's made from coconut water, gluten free, vegan, refined sugar free.
So she obviously doesn't have beef with the company.
Correct. No. So left on, wonderful, wonderful terms. It's basically family who I was working for. It's an Australian-based company, but it was just not working in the market right now. There's a lot of options in the U.S. and it just wasn't working right now. Still kind of helping in the background with things and still involved, but it was time. It was just time for that door to kind of close. That's what brought me out to California, was being able to grow the brand there. So chose to leave that. California's tough. I was like job hunting for 2 months now, and everything fell into place and made sense for me to move back to Texas. Just living situation. Friends.
She missed me.
I missed my friends.
Yeah, us. We matter.
Yeah. Family. I just didn't, it just wasn't, it was making more sense to be back in Texas than it was to be in California.
I
And
get you.
try not to force making a living there when it's just tough.
What part of California?
Orange County,
Ugh.
about 15 minutes from Huntington.
Oh
It's
shit! I should
The
have.
traffic, and everybody says that. I'm like, oh, the traffic. Yeah, but you do, it gets old.
I'm from Ventura County, and Like I grew up surfing my whole life, and Orange County and Ventura County do not get along.
So
Yeah,
you
there's
surfed
a
your
whole
way
beef.
into the desert.
Pretty much, yeah. No, I came out here to be with my kids.
On those natural lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, have you guys ever
Those
seen the movie North Shore? It's an old movie. And the guy in the very beginning of the movie is surfing at a wave tank. And I remember laughing my ass off hearing when the judge goes, "How does it feel to be the greatest surfer in all the state of Arizona?" It's like, wait, what? That's not possible.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
No, the only surf movie I've ever seen is Point Break.
That's the only movie I
That's
think
a
you ever
great-
need to see.
You never watched
Yeah.
Soul Surfer?
No.
Come on.
No.
Wait, who's in that?
That's Bethany Hamilton. The
Oh,
girl
her
from-
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually a good movie.
Oh, I was gonna say it was terrible.
Oh, she got her arm ripped
Oh,
off.
it's
by a
corny,
shark.
but-
Got
Yeah.
you. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Then she got better at surfing as a
Yep.
tripod.
Is that considered a tripod?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because aren't you technically a tripod if you're an
Um,
offensive
huge
lineman
penis.
in a 3-point stance? That too.
That too. But I wouldn't know. I'm proud with my average man meat. So I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm all locked up. I got a kid.
You're on
I'm
a
the-
beef kick tonight.
Yeah. Slide that steak down my throat, baby.
Oh, I missed you.
I missed you, man.
Ah.
I don't get this anymore.
Yeah, your friends suck. You know. Well, not Jim.
Yeah, not
Yep,
Jan.
yep.
I was about to say.
Carly's cool.
I told
Car-
that.
We love Carly.
Carly's cool.
People asked
Shout
me
out to
about
Carly.
you, and they're like, "Where'd Jake go?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And they're like, "Yeah, so you and Jake are friends." I was like, "Yeah." He's like that creepy uncle that you just love so much,
man.
and you need him around
accurate.
all the time.
It's accurate. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's having a good, wonderful day, and then I'm just like, dicks. You know,
Talking about meat all the time.
Yeah, man, you got to
You
brighten
give
the mood.
people the little shock that they need. Like, I just needed my daily dose of, wow.
Immense
Like-
sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I've ever been considered sarcastic.
Well, you're very. I think you're.
I was going to say, what the fuck? So I've known this guy for
Let's
10
take
years.
more.
Personality assessment. Let's start right now.
Oh shit, yeah.
I need more context on this creepy uncle
Oh, go, yeah, ladies. go
because
on.
you
Yeah.
said it like it was a good thing.
Well, not like
Not
a rapist
like creepy.
uncle.
Yeah, not like creepy. Like
not
he
creepy.
made me feel freaked out, and I wanted to avoid him.
Like if I was using the upstairs bathroom at the
Like-
barbecue and he showed up.
If he was using the
Question mark.
dumbbells,
Problematic.
I would go
That's
use
what I
that lat
got.
pull down.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Oh, that
he just would like. Jake always just says things. He says what he's thinking. That's really what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's the unfiltered, funny, creepy
He's
uncle.
the uncle
Creepy.
you
Let's
want.
keep sliding that
Not
in there.
creepy.
No, he's the uncle you want at the party.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
The cool one.
I'll take it.
Embrace it.
So if he's a character in The Hangover, who is his character? Is he Zach Galifianakis? Is that how you pronounce his last name? Or is he Bradley Cooper?
Could it be a mesh of both?
See, that's what I was asking because it feels like both.
It's a
I
mix
I haven't
of
known him that long. But
I
we've
see
been-
Bradley
We just
Cooper.
need to see him run
Oh, boo.
around.
Thanks, darling.
Of course, I got you.
We're not
Blue.
talking about looks. You got that covered.
I am a pretty man.
We've established
Yeah.
that.
Damn right you are. I love sitting
I'm
across
talking
from you.
about the.
Audrey, should we leave?
I mean,
Have you not listened to this podcast?
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Have
do you not
have
know
you
how
not
we get
listened to
down?
this?
Okay, to be fair, I didn't know this
Yeah.
was happening
Yeah.
until like
Yeah.
yesterday.
I did my job.
You did.
You should just be thankful we're wearing clothes right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, my pants are on currently.
Yeah.
You hear that, babe?
You see this
Babe,
curtain?
pants are on.
You see this
This
curtain?
curtain's up for a
I'm
reason.
usually on the other side of it. To be fair, so
So you can run.
all the
If
nudity I'm
maybe.
cool with because
No,
I don't
it's,
see
it's
it.
just because he doesn't want to. It's because he doesn't misses the fluids. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's not a cloth curtain. That is a shower curtain. It's
Yeah.
Hey,
It's-
looks nice though.
So, how does it feel to be our first guests?
Oh, I didn't,
I didn't know.
Yeah, you're our first.
Yay!
Wow.
Well, as an international,
Yes, your first guest is international.
this
Hey.
is big, guys.
We brought the literal beaver lady and the plant. This is everything's so good.
Please, more context.
More
Beaver lady.
Beaver.
Yeah,
she's from-
that's where I was like,
Oh no! You can take that as gross as you want.
No.
No, she's from Canada. You know.
I am actually Canadian.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
married a Texan.
And then she was like, "America's better," and then
Wow.
yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So that still no info on the beaver.
No, because dude, Canada,
Well,
beavers, geese, moose.
he said, what did you say? You made a joke about
Oh no, we were-
shooting a goose for the. Don't listen, Audrey. Cover
No.
your ears.
Earmuffs.
Because I was talking to her and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to have your maple syrup bath at the house." And she said, "Well, you're going to have to sacrifice a moose or something." And I said, "The great Arizona moose can only be sacrificed for," I made up some ridiculous ass reason. And she said, "Well, fine then. How about a beaver?" And I said,
Well-
I said, there's an inappropriate joke in there somewhere."
To be fair, I was thinking about the nickel, which has a beaver on it.
I know nothing about Canadian currency.
You can't rip it.
Hey,
It's and the $100. I think they smell like maple syrup, but
they probably do.
could be a myth.
Just-
Or like just
Canadian
because they
myths.
tell you it, then you're like you convince yourself that it's true.
Oh, like you can convince yourself that Justin Trudeau's a worth a shit prime minister. Can you do that?
Oh, that's not really hard to do.
Are you saying that
Oh,
he is?
yes.
You've changed, bro.
No, that he's a
That-
terrible
no,
prime minister.
yeah, I said if he's worth a shit, and you were like, yeah, totally.
Oh, I thought you said worthless.
No.
Shit.
Oh no, I can go with worthless.
This is where
shit.
the language barrier keeps
I'm sorry.
happening.
I'm sorry. I don't speak French. I'm sorry. It's just not my thing. Even though that's not the part of
Up
Canada
your
you're
French
from.
game.
Huh?
You're not from the French Canadian part, right?
No, we don't. I don't
Yeah.
like them.
You're from the God Save the Queen side, right?
I'm from the Texas of Canada side.
I
What is
thought
that?
So we've
all
got-
Canadians liked each other.
Yeah, is there inter-Canadian
Yeah,
beef?
I didn't know
Well,
that.
I mean, pretty much once you get into Quebec, you
is.
can fuck yourself, man.
Yeah, and like it's so funny because I've seen this, and I had a friend. She was just up in Montreal, and she was like, "Those are some of the rudest people I've ever met." I was like, "Girl, I know."
Because they're French.
Dude, the French are
No,
assholes,
it's
man.
because-
I will
because
never go
they're
to
French
France.
Canadians,
Mhm.
and then like
They're-
I wish Canada had implemented like, "Hey, we have French and English on your cereal boxes. Everyone learn French and English." Like I think it would have been cool because it's considered our second language. It'd be great to be equipped with a second language. Instead, I'm just like I speak English. And that's it. And then I try to speak any other language to like sound multicultural. But there are French Canadians where I was working at a restaurant and there was a French Canadian that came through and like didn't speak any English. So it's like both sides of the spectrum, depending on where you're from in Canada. But I'm from the other side where it's all farming, agriculture, tons of oil and gas and industry, except
Is Canada's second biggest export still asbestos? I'm serious.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
What
Well-
else do you know about Canada?
I know a lot of weird shit.
I swear to
man.
God, this guy is a wealth of knowledge of just useless
beavers?
shit.
Yeah.
The moose?
Well,
Mooses?
but
Moose?
there's no such thing as an Arizona moose. That was
Yeah, sure.
I mean, maybe back in the prehistoric days when this was an ocean.
yeah.
Wait, how would there be a moose in the ocean?
Through God, anything is possible, Paul.
That is true.
To be fair, I'm not like I haven't lived in Canada for almost 4 years now, and I don't like I spent more time learning about American history going through school than I did about Canadian
Because
history.
it's better.
The food's better. I don't know about the people. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So are there people in Canada
Just a
when-
few.
when they speak
That was good. That was good.
That was fucking quick, man. I inhaled.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen anyone get Ryan like that. 'Cause this
Try-
motherfucker's quick.
Try driving with this for
No,
18
this is
hours.
why Jana Marie and I got along.
I see
so,
that.
Yeah.
So does it mean she's a poor finisher too, or
I don't know. I think she always finishes. That's a question for
Hey.
her husband, sir.
see again?
Anyways,
the
what's
context.
your
Context
context?
is important.
Context.
So are there Canadians? Pause.
Yes.
Who, when they come across a French Canadian, get ignorantly belligerent like Americans do and say speak Canadian?
No.
Because there's for sure Americans that
We're-
say speak American.
No. Well, we fully
Yeah.
know we don't speak Canadian. We speak English,
Yes.
which is derived from.
England.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where's England? I'm just.
It's across the
Across the
pond.
pond. I was gonna say that. Yes, we're on it.
No, it's not like that. It's just like, I don't know. I've encountered a few where they're amazingly friendly. I think it's like the general population of anywhere. You can't really just
Sure.
say they're all awful.
Right.
But when I did go there, did I think they were nice people? No.
But the few you came across,
They're,
your experience was not great.
no. They're rude. Like, if you don't speak French, they don't help you as much. But then, like, I know that, like, I think the actual French from France feel like the French Canadian aren't real French. So
Oh, so
Well,
it's like
isn't
the
it-
Spanish and the
they
Mexicans?
got their whole beef.
Well, isn't Canadian French kind of lazy?
I have no idea. I didn't learn it.
It's kind of like Iraqi Arabic. It's more slang.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
relaxed.
Exactly.
Yeah, just go with it. But yeah, Iraqi Arabic. If you speak Iraqi Arabic to someone from like Saudi Arabia, they pretty much tell you to fuck yourself.
Sure.
It's lazy and slang.
Like people from Spain and people from, like, they look down
You wanna
upon
know-
people from Mexico.
You want to know some shit about Spanish? Okay,
I think you're going to tell me.
so the Moors,
Those eyes look serious.
the Moors were Islamic people, and they invaded Spain,
Okay.
and were running Spain for a long time. So there's actual words that are in the Spanish language now that didn't used to be, because they're actually Arabic. Like bien, good. Zien is good in Arabic. You know what I mean? And like,
Gotcha.
there's, I don't know. That's really interesting to me. Sorry, I'm a nerd, guys.
No, I think languages are really interesting.
Unless they're French.
Unless they're French.
Because apparently nobody wants to speak French.
No desire to go to France.
I don't know,
either.
it's
Except those white flag waving pussies.
Speaking
Eat your
French,
snails.
you hear
your
somebody-
towers.
You hear speak someone who's, I don't know. I think that anyone who speaks a native tongue that's different from yours, it sounds more attractive.
Not French.
Oh
I
no,
think
dude!
French, too.
Oh, dude!
No, fuck
Oh no!
no.
Isn't French,
Oh, my-
French the language? of
Honestly,
language of love,
the
bro.
sexiest accent to me is either South Alabama or South Mississippi.
Wait a
Fucking
minute.
So
Yeah.
just American.
Stop the bus.
That's very
What
re-
just
that's-
happened?
that is regionally specific.
Fuck. Well, yeah, because you can only get that like that Southern draw accent. Mm.
No,
Wow.
no,
No Georgia.
no, dude! You,
no Georgia.
Oh, Georgia, yeah, too. Yep.
Yeah, you're-
yep.
So like
Dude.
second cousins? Hey.
Hey, you're just talking about a Southern drawl. The two regions you put out were like, I got 3 teeth and 10 kids. That's
Alabama,
It's
yes.
my brother.
Mississippi is very. I could see Mississippi, like Mississippi, because
which
like,
part?
Like the hoity-toity part, like
Hoity
Like,
toity.
never heard that?
Hoity.
girl, I gotta teach you some Texan slang.
Yeah, that's like
You're not a real Texan yet.
That's the classier
I don't
part.
claim to be. That's the good
That's
thing.
the classier
That's true.
part of. The
I think
state.
I slip into any conversation. I'm like, I'm Canadian, just so they know why I'm so nice.
It's like, why are you saying sorry all the time?
But sorry,
Sorry.
and I can't help it. Well, they had to instill a law in Canada. Apparently, this is what I heard on my last trip up there, that they had to put a law into place that even though someone says sorry, it doesn't mean it's admission of guilt in like a car accident or something like that.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, bud.
Yep. So we had to
Whoa.
fix that legal problem.
I think a lot of my obsession with Canada came from
Me.
you ever no.
Let's put down the ego a little bit, okay? All right.
You ever seen the movie Slapshots? It's an old.
Is that with Newman? Paul Newman?
Paul Newman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you talk to me about that?
You just said his name like James Bond. Is that Newman? Paul Newman?
Paul Newman. No, but like it's got like they were the original Basham brothers before the Mighty Ducks. And they were the
Oh, it
the
preceded
Hanson.
Mighty Ducks.
And they were,
Oh, dude, this is like 70s.
Oh.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
they were the Hanson brothers, and they had these big black rim glasses and long hair, and they were just brutes. That movie was the shit.
And they're from
Slap
Canada.
shot.
Yeah, my dad showed it to me. I was like, "Thanks, Dad." And he's like, "Shut up." You know how we got along.
That's cute.
1977.
Yep. That was when Paul Newman was getting old too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. It wasn't in his acting prime.
So after you saw that movie, you just thought,
Canada's
I
awesome.
need to know more about Canada.
There was also a guy that went to the church I grew up in. His name's Kurt, and Kurt had dual citizenship because his dad was from Canada and his mom was from Texas. And I was like, "What does that mean? Teach me your ways."
Anyone with dual citizenship, it's just like fascinating. It's like, tell me your story. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
No, I agree with that.
And they're blessed.
Yes.
I had to go through the immigration process, and it's a process.
So are you fully?
Oh,
Are you-
wait a minute. Are you an illegal right now?
No, man.
No, I was
I
gonna
made
say
sure
she's
to get my
married.
green card.
Well,
Oh, you're married.
through
Yeah, yeah,
marriage
yeah.
too, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I still had to go through the process.
Like the naturalization or whatever.
So the way it works, and it's terrible how it works because it's just such a process. So you apply for your temporary residency and your initial green card. That lasts for 2 years. But at the 1.5 year mark, you have to reapply for your permanent residency and pay them more money. And then, which is, it isn't
Fucking
as
government.
much. It's honestly not as much money as like we all think it is. It's really not. It's just a matter of like if you want help or not. Which I wanted help from a lawyer because I
Yeah, don't mess with immigration stuff by yourself.
Yeah, like I have a couple of friends who actually did it successfully, but I know my boundaries in terms of organization, and I would be in Canada.
If you
right
miss
now.
one step, it's like either go back to your country or start all over.
Yeah, and so I had a couple of friends. One, it went really well because she was super organized to a T, and then the other one, it just took more time, and she had to go back up to Canada, back and forth. So I was like, no thanks. I'll get a lawyer and just go through it that way. So now I'm in the process of getting my permanent residency, which lasts for 10 years for a green card. And then after that, I think I can apply for citizenship. But
Wait, that's an oxymoron. Permanent residency, but 10 years.
yeah. So the
The
first
whole-
one's like more conditional. It's called conditional
okay.
or conditional / temporary residency. Because basically a lot of marriages end after like a year or two, especially like with like long distance relationships and
Mhm.
stuff. Like I bet they want to check in and make sure you're legit married because unfortunately lots of people come over and they
They game
marry
the game.
someone
Mm-hmm.
and it's for the green card, not for anything. And then once they get that green card, they run.
That's how I got Pauline from Italy.
Came in on the boat.
We've been
He
happily
picked
married.
me up.
We've been happily married for 10 years.
It's adorable.
It is.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, don't tell our ladies though.
I think you just told him.
Yeah, Brittany's
They
all-
don't listen.
Yeah, they don't listen.
Yeah, no, that's not true. Brittany does because I can't believe you talked about that. I did.
So, so when you
Love
watch
you, Brittany.
movies that have the whole people trying to take advantage of the immigration situation, like the marriage, and so they have them. I don't know. It's like a rom com. I feel like
Is
I've
it-
seen.
90 Day Fiance, like from
Oh,
TLC. That
No, it was for sure not that.
No, you're talking about that movie with Sandra Bullock and The
Oh.
Sexiest Man Alive, Ryan Reynolds.
who's Canadian?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was his
We're-
boss, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
No.
proposal.
There it is.
The
Hey,
proposal.
we made it.
Oh.
So,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
watch movies like that and you're just like super critical? Because my mom has been a nurse for like 25 years, and so whenever we watch, like, we all watch medical shows, and so she's like, they bullshit so much
Yeah.
when they talk about names and stuff and all of that. So she just like
Well,
picks it apart.
Yeah, my dad did that too because he was like a cop and on SWAT and stuff, and so he'd be like fake, 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 and I'm
Yeah.
like, leave the room, please. I love you, but you're ruining this.
Yeah.
We know it's fake.
That's why I don't watch war movies.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
so we went through like a green card interview and everything like that, but like we got super lucky. Like I think they can tell if it's a legit relationship or not. The lawyer we chose only takes credible, like people where he's like, I 100% believe like you are who you say you are. This relationship is what it says.
Right.
And he's like, why would I take someone who I question the truthfulness in their relationship and then ultimately mar my reputation as a lawyer in the system and for the U.S. government? Like, why would I do that? Because then I'm just making the whole process even worse. So I know some girls, because I have quite a few Canadian friends that did marry Americans, and I know like their process, their green card interview was way more intense. And I think it really does come down to like the person who's interviewing, and then I think honestly getting a lawyer to back you does add more credibility to your application and the process.
Yeah,
So,
because you're willing to show that you're going to pay for it and you actually want it, kind of thing.
yeah.
I get you.
So I think it was like similar in a way, and I'm sure that does happen. It happens a lot more, which is why the process sucks, because people do that because they want to come here for a better life, not realizing they'd have to work probably just as hard to make anything happen in their lives. And like, I don't know. But I'm also Canadian. I'm not from another country that they are like, oh, that's very questionable.
Yeah, you're not on a list.
I'm like, honestly, we are
Country
basically,
list or
we're
whatever.
North American.
Like one of them Iranians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
so-
there's some beef about that too. There's a guy, he's a world class, always like top 3 bodybuilder from Iran, and they won't let him in to compete in the Olympia because he's on the no list. So I mean,
The naughty list.
well, if you really think about it, the reasons why Iranians are currently on the travel ban, it makes so much sense. Because one, all the political things that happen that come out of Iran are fuck America, right? And what they do is, let's say this cat comes in and he wins his competition. Then he'll go back and be, congratulations, you're a propaganda piece about, you know what I mean?
yeah, like there's ulterior
There's
like,
ulterior motives behind
and
it.
like circumstances that
Yeah.
will affect everything.
And it's a political chess that I don't understand, but I can kind of respect it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, and I think you can only like really look at situations like politics or government or immigration and be like actually research everything, like instead of making a blanket statement for why this is happening.
And
Like look, like there's other reasons why.
yeah,
Or
And that's why I try very hard not to be very brash anymore.
except with Trudeau.
That dude sucks, man. But like he's given me nothing but proof that he sucks. You know, there hasn't been. That's
Yeah. I can't say much because I believe, like, yes, from what I've seen, it's true, but I haven't seen a whole lot.
Didn't you legalize marijuana?
I think so, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay.
That's
but
one good thing.
That's okay. He did one good thing.
One
but,
minor good
but
thing.
like I think what is it now? Canada's in way worse
Worse
debt
debt,
than what
yeah.
it was.
They're trying
and-
to limit the oil and gas industry, which they actually do like a way better job at protecting the environment and creating this cycle that actually works. And the lady that's running Alberta is kind of running the industry into the ground. So she's robbing people of jobs. She's adding taxes onto like stupid taxes while she's like riding around in some like gas guzzler. So,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Sounds
Logic.
American.
Kind of like the
or French Canadian, apparently.
kind of like that the Minister of Health in Belgium. Did you ever see a picture of her?
No. Now I'm going to look.
Yeah, why would we have seen that? What's her name?
Her name is a lady that doesn't look like she should be running health.
Good. Nice. Perfect.
I'm not kidding, dude. Like, this guy's knowledge of uselessness is astonishing.
Right? Now, does that look like someone that should be running the health of your country?
Oh.
What's wrong with her?
That's how I feel when I see a
What
fat cop.
Isn't
I
wrong?
haven't looked. So for anyone who does happen to listen to this that also cannot see, what are her striking features?
Well, I'm sure she's one of those healthy at any size people.
Now I gotta see.
Pass it around. Show and tell.
You are staring very intently at that.
Well, first of all, it's not very bright.
Oh yeah,
My eyes aren't very great.
Jesus.
Makes
There-
so much sense, right?
I'm sorry. There's no. Okay, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for saying.
So wait,
this
you said
right
her
now.
position is what?
Minister of Health.
Thank you. Okay,
That
now
is not healthy.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No.
That is not. Like, overweight, obesity is not healthy.
No.
Like, you're putting stress on all of your organs. You're shortening your lifespan. You are obviously putting shit that's not good for you into your body to get to that point. So, I understand the concept of feeling accepted in the body that you are in to a certain degree. Like, you know, you see like ads for like larger women and things like that. But the same token,
If
it's
you are
like,
blatantly unhealthy, you can fuck yourself.
yeah.
Like, see,
I-
there is a difference in between people that have glandular disorders, that is a medical condition, and people.
Is it really?
Those exist.
I see. I always thought people were full of shit when they said that.
It's because it's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah.
And then there's a difference between people that have a legitimate glandular disorder and people that can't stop eating cake. I
can't stop eating cake.
I knew a kid.
But then you go do something about it, right?
Yeah.
I knew a kid.
I get shit from him too.
Yeah, you do, you fat bitch. I knew a kid that I went to high school with, and he had to go and get the surgery done.
Oh, the gastric bypass?
Yeah, because so he was a year younger than me, but he was over 500 pounds
Jesus
his senior year,
Christ.
and he was on a diet. He was active. He tried playing sports. He ran around, but the weight just wouldn't come off because it was a no shit glandular disorder. And I went and saw him. I was still in the Marines. I went and saw him. I had just gotten out or something, and he had gotten all his surgery, and he had lost like 300 pounds, 300 plus pounds. And was just like smiling and happy and could breathe and was, but that's a medical condition.
Yeah.
If you eat yourself into that and you're looking for sympathy, you're a piece of shit. There's no other way around.
I think that's what the food does, though, for people that have issues like that. It is sympathy because you eat your feelings.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
See, I come from a family that can.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not on the team of eat yourself.
Oh no, right. I mean,
like the Ministry of Health. I'm just
listen,
saying.
I come from a family that genetically we can hold on to some extra fluff for the winter. So I understand that people are built differently no matter what. And sometimes your genetics does play a role in it, but a lot of times it's really what you put in your fucking face.
It's also medicine. There's some medicine that fights diseases that actually makes you gain weight.
Yep. And then there's a lot of antidepressants will make you gain weight too, and things like that.
Well, and what they're putting into food nowadays is so different than like when we were like younger and like kids. What they're throwing into food, we don't even know what they're putting.
It's hormonally changing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing 12-year-olds with like fucking full-on beards now and shit. I'm like, because I have a 13-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter, and at their junior high, there's kids that have more fucking facial hair than I do. I'm like, how is that possible? Like back when I was a kid, like. You were stoked if you got like 3 hairs above your lip by the time you were a junior in high school.
Hell yeah, that peach fuzz.
Hell yeah.
Yo.
You still got to think like multivitamins, and the science behind that has gotten so much better. So you could take those. Like, what were you taking anything in high school?
Creatine.
That was it.
Creatine and shitty protein
That was
powders.
It, right?
It didn't mix up.
It was just bulk.
Yeah.
It was all bulk when we were in high school.
Yeah,
That's not that long ago.
Yeah.
So it's like
shit.
yeah.
We're coming up 20 years.
Yeah,
I've been
exactly.
out.
So it's like you have to think the nutrition pales in comparison.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Back then compared to now.
Gentlemen.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
We sit in the presence of someone who can speak on this more expertly.
Oh, I thought you were
Anyone in
going a
this room.
completely different direction.
Oh
with
no. Oh no.
Passing the mic to Audrey now.
You're gonna make her. You're gonna
Please,
make her go.
yes.
You're gonna make her go in depth about the things she's literally leaving the
Science.
state for.
No. Sawdry.
I gotta know how that combination came out.
Salt. I don't. Salt.
Salty Audrey.
Salty L.
Sawdry.
Oh yeah.
Audrey.
What is your college degree in?
It is a bachelor's of natural science.
Oh, you're
And-
educated.
I'm educated.
Shit.
Kinda.
I'm just gonna shut
then-
up.
Just
and then-
get certification.
That's right. I didn't just get certification. You heard it here first, folks. But then I had a concentration in clinical nutrition.
Okay. So
I like science.
like science,
You're smart.
and she can pick apart a nutrient better than anybody here, and I'm not bad at it. She's better than me. I'll say it right to your face.
Thanks.
So Audrey, your take on that, other than me, like obviously angry ranting about it. How do you see this all coming together?
I think obviously there's a lot of things at play in our food system. I mean, a lot of people will argue that it literally comes down to our soil and the soil being so devoid of nutrients that even what we're eating that we take as healthy is not as healthy as it was 20, 30, 50, 100 years ago.
Well, it's because you can't rotate a crop like
Right.
that
You can't rotate a
on
crop.
that mass scale.
No, and then if you're not going to put anything back into the earth, it's just going to give you garbage. And then if you also see how diet culture has changed and how that's influenced the food system and which there's a line with processed foods. So there's processed foods that are made of chemicals, but then there's processed foods like a French fry. It's a processed food. It's still made from potato, salt, and oil. At the end of the day, it's 3 food components. Oil is processed, but everybody's obsessed with oil right now. It's still a processed food. So it's where is that line of what's so processed that it's influencing our health negatively? And, then just the food not having the nutrients that you think it has.
And then I really don't have too much of a beef with GMOs necessarily.
There's beef again.
I
Ju-
don't
well,
either. And
well,
a lot
so-
of people would disagree with that.
Well,
I'm
because
gonna cut in. What's a GMO?
it's
Genetically modified organism.
or so it's like you couldn't eat corn if it wasn't genetically modified. You couldn't.
Why?
You could make tortillas.
They make it to where your body's able to break it down.
Well, corn is hard. Corn in its natural state is hard. You could boil it all day, all you wanted to, and it would still be hard.
Damn it, dude, I thought I was gonna be able to make the whole podcast being able to keep up with you guys.
Well, it's like well, when they talk about the old song you knew is Jimmy Crack Corn, Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care. That's because you had to crack corn.
Right.
Because no matter what you did to it, it was still just
An
hard.
heirloom corn, if you see heirloom corn, it's like the size of, I don't know, like a BB.
Mhm, and
What's
it's-
heirloom?
So like original corn, like when humans
Before we
were
fucked
not,
with it.
yeah, I was gonna say when humans weren't fucking with it and like changing the genetic composition of the crop, like when it was just grown in its natural state from day one or eternity or whatever you believe.
and it was red and brown and
It was
black.
multicolored. Yeah, it was like a rainbow of, like fall colors almost. And they have like heirloom seeds you can buy and you can grow it and you can see it and everything. But it's just like these little rows of tiny little beads all down it. It's
Is
not
that
what
like
your
what
chips
you-
are made out
When
of.
you see like the word I'm looking for,
Like a Thanksgiving thing.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cornucopia?
What
Cornucopia?
Well, it's like
Sure.
there's the cornucopia, but then there's like the little corn cobs.
the hell's a
That's like,
cornucopia?
The thing that everything sits in.
yeah.
Oh.
From
The- the- the
Hunger
dis-
Games
the,
too.
the display.
Is that what it's called?
I'm making myself sound really
Hey, man,
smart
I
right
just
now.
really-
good.
I just really wanted to say cornucopia.
That's a good word. Well,
I haven't said it in a long time.
Hunger Games.
we'll see. And then also, there's no such thing as an organic banana.
Correct. There's really no such thing
Hey,
as
Paul,
organic food.
Stop feeling bad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm right with you.
If you think about it.
Bullshit.
No,
No, so
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Do you-
I'm
do you-
learning with you.
Oh, okay.
do you want to know why there's no such thing as organic banana?
Yes.
Because the amount of time it would take to eat a banana with its seeds in it isn't worth the banana.
I want to
And
say I
that's how I
heard
feel
that
about
a
watermelon.
banana seed's actually poisonous, isn't it?
Banana seeds are poisonous. They'll,
Yeah.
they'll kill a
Mhm.
human being.
That's what I thought.
Also,
Yeah, I do know something.
also banana candy is based off the flavor of banana that's extinct. It went extinct in 1950.
That's my favorite flavor of candy too.
There you go. There's some other random shit that I know.
That's
But
awesome.
if you really think about it, everything a human being touches, at some point in time,
Turns to shit.
no, it had to be genetically modified. One for the crop yield and sustainability of the crop, because a lot of foods you pick it off wherever it grows, 1 or 2 days right off the vine, it's dead and gross and you can't eat it. So how are you supposed to feed a nation of people on food that goes bad in a day or two? You have to find ways to make that a more hardy crop, right? And then what was that? Where else was I going to get at? Honestly, things don't taste anywhere near the way they used to either. Like because they've had to genetically modify, especially vegetables. I think
Mm.
The reason why vegetables, you can have a really good tasting vegetable, but imagine taking that times like 20 back in the day when you grew it like yourself with nothing behind it. But because the seeds had to be modified so much to the point where it could feed more than just the family on the farm, they've lost some flavor, they've lost some color. Like carrots aren't all orange.
No.
No, they're
Vanilla.
rainbow and they're small.
Yeah.
Vanilla's not white.
What?
What does a vanilla bean look like?
It's black.
I don't know. What is it?
It's black.
No shit.
Hey, get you go buy you some vanilla bean ice cream and look at those little black specks in it.
Oh, but yeah,
That's
I don't like vanilla ice cream anyway, so it's too plain.
I don't know where to go with that, man.
Yeah, dude.
I love ice cream.
I love ice cream, but it's all about Ben and Jerry's, fucking Jimmy Fallon's, forget what the cookie dough, peanut
Tonight
butter.
dough.
Yeah, that's my jam.
So banana facts, Canada facts, and ice cream facts.
Oh, here's the other thing about GMOs.
Hit it.
Get real deep. This is getting into like conspiracy territory, which we don't have to go too deep down.
Whoa, now you're
But-
talking my language.
It's all a marketing ploy. The whole
From Area
non-GMO.
51, right?
Oh,
Area
we're storming Area 51.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Jesus.
Are you gonna Naruto run into Area 51 too?
Please, Naruto, run in there.
Oh yeah.
No.
I want to get a shirt just to commemorate. But no, it's the whole non-GMO, the whole labeling system, period, for foods is a load of bullshit.
The
absolutely. I
labeling in the
agree
United
with
States
you.
is a lie.
Yeah.
And if you break down a market, it's practically just 13 different companies. Yet a market looks like it's 20,000 different, and we have such a hard problem trying to decipher, do we want this one, this one? You're actually buying the same shit.
It's all private labeling.
Mhm.
It's all private labeling. It's unregulated, and all these certifications that businesses are paying out the ass for
Oh, yeah.
And I
have
think,
little to no meaning.
and I think it's something like 90% or more. At some point in time, Monsanto has touched your food, no matter what
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
that's why there's no organic foods, and the wind blows everything over to the organic farms.
Well, that's how Monsanto took over small farms.
That's right. Yeah,
I've got mad beef with them. They are the worst.
everybody's got mad beef with Monsanto. They just bought out.
They have
Or no.
cows.
Somebody bought them out so that they could go under someone else's name and not be Monsanto anymore. So you're
Mhm.
not going to see the Monsanto name. You're going to see whatever the bigger company
Well, it's 'cause
is.
they were-
to your point,
They were getting the dog
Ball.
shit suit out of them for
of bigger
Roundup.
companies owning
yeah.
everybody else.
Absolutely. That's corporate America for you.
Yeah, because they were finally, the Roundup lawsuits are coming together.
Uh huh. Well, because
Mhm.
people are actually
Dying?
dying now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like DDT back in the
Uh-huh.
day. DDT was an insecticide that they marketed.
Yeah.
as-
No, I
as
remember
human
seeing,
safe.
yep. There'd be commercials of them spraying kids.
and
Yep.
shit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I forget what I saw that on. I think it was Zeitgeist. I saw that
Yeah.
on.
Well, there was an old man farmer who used to come into the Kroger I used to work at when I was the King Dingling of seafood. And
The timing was awesome.
that
Inhale.
that
kick
was-
it.
that was in the peak of my life, was cutting fish all day. Yeah, I'd give anything to go back. But he'd come in and he'd talk about. We were just talking about his farm one day because I just strike up a conversation and try and get assholes to buy fish. And he was talking about his farm. And he goes, "Well, back in 1945, I got a lifetime supply of DDT. They tell you you're not supposed to use it anymore because it's not good for you, but I still do, and I'm fine." And I was like, "So who do you sell your crops to?" "Anybody. You can come in and get them." So there's an old man. He might still be alive out there in Illinois, crop dusting his fields with DDT because he got a lifetime
Christ.
supply back in the late 40s. He doesn't give a shit about you or me.
It sounds like people who smoke cigarettes, and you have all the,
Yeah, the secondhand smoke.
well, not just secondhand smoke. We have the people that are in the worst shape possible
Mhm.
as the spokesperson for why you shouldn't do it, right?
Yeah,
But it's like you have the smokers who say, "Oh, I've been smoking for 35 years.
I'm just fine.
I'm just fine."
Yeah.
No, what's the worst though is seeing people say they're like being a spokesperson for health. Like my first certification in Canada, the guy that was training me went out on a smoke break. And I was like so mad. I was like, "Why are you here?
I'm sitting
Yeah.
here. I'm sitting here with a wad of Copenhagen in my mouth. Yeah,
Why are you here?"
because I want new teeth. I got this sweet ass dental plan now.
Yeah, you do.
Make them fall out. I get some pliers. Yank them.
I probably could with a couple of them, not to get too personal.
You don't need them.
No. Well, who am I trying to impress? Like I said, I got a lady, I got a kid, house, job. I don't need my fucking teeth.
Better still be impressing that lady,
I was
though.
just about to say you might want to
You don't want to
restructure that.
too much.
Oh hell no! Give her that.
Are you married?
Give her that sweet gummy
No,
loving.
he's not. He's married to me and me alone.
Yeah, I married Paul.
That sounds like something a married person would say,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even say that.
Well, see, I don't believe in government contracts for no reason. That's where I'm at.
So you're saying you'll never
Well-
get married?
I didn't say that.
Okay, what did you say then?
I said I don't believe in government contracts.
So that is a contract that you're getting, though.
I'm not going to go through the government. They can suck my asshole.
Okay.
Didn't you sign contracts to go serve in the
What?
military?
Yeah, but I knew what I was getting into.
Okay, cool.
So that's different. That's different. So,
Marriage is
I was
different.
gonna say, how is that?
No, listen.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Listen, marriage is way
Ricky
different
listens to this, right?
because marriage in and of
God damn.
marriage in and of itself is technically, it's either religious or it's business. So I don't plan on doing business with Brittany. So it'd technically be a religious or spiritual side of the ceremony, which is separation of church and state. They can
Oh.
suck my asshole.
Here we go again.
That's
Or
Please,
No,
Ryan,
no,
come
so-
in.
no.
Come in, Ryan. Come on.
here's the
no,
part.
stop.
Here's the part.
I hate doing this.
Here's the part where Ryan's like, "Well, have
Yep.
you used your brain
No,
before?"
No. You always build it up into some complex thing, and it's the exact opposite. It's simply an agreement.
Yeah. Why
like
does
a-
it,
it's
why
like
does the government have to be involved?
Hold on a second. It's just a handshake
Mhm.
with a policy
With my daddy.
that
I
says
didn't
that
have.
if you breach of contract, here's how we're going to divide things up. That's all that it is.
Yeah, but that's not the government's business.
The government has to keep track
No, they
for
don't.
tax purposes.
No, they don't.
They want to keep track.
They want to. They don't have to. They want to.
I don't know. I love it.
What do you mean? Because they don't want to send me a bill at the end of the year that says, here's your tax
Oh
bill?
no. Well, they want to
Sure.
because I'm not even. No.
No, I'm trying to
No,
understand.
No, income tax is technically illegal. I'm not getting into this
Oh,
shit.
that's why.
I'm over.
We're hitting a bunch of rabbit holes, right?
No. We already
This
done
is
this.
when I just shut off the mic.
No,
done
Paul,
this. We've
Paul,
done this.
Paul, as someone who has been married,
Yeah.
chime in.
I'm not the right person to talk to about that.
No. Hold on. No disrespect to your relationship, but fuck that experience.
Oh, plenty of
just talk-
disrespect to the relationship.
Okay, exactly.
She cheated on me with my best friend. What else are you gonna fucking do?
And
But-
you cheated back though. Ooh.
But
I didn't get a chance to. No.
No, I thought you banged her after.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, that's
come
true.
on.
Yeah, that's true.
that's not where I intended to go with any
Okay,
of this.
sorry.
But did you once have any trepidation when it came to the contract?
No, not at all.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
all I was trying to get to.
Well, that's your life.
Careful.
Your life.
Jake's eyes are bulging out of his
Yeah,
head at
right?
this
I'm
point.
trying to keep him in. Get that squint back. Get my
It's resistance training.
get my East
No,
wind.
it was literally going in, sign a piece of paper, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah.
But
It's a formality.
yeah, I'm not about it.
I actually just found out she still has my fucking last name.
We'll take that back.
I
Can
don't
you do
know.
that?
No, because she won't marry homeboy because he
Benefits.
gets state disability, and so he'll lose that.
Of course.
Oh, hey, and we're gonna release this. We're talking about tax fraud. He's committing tax fraud.
Oh, they both are. Since she's been claiming my son.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. We're gonna get off my. Let's go back
Let's
to.
go back to ice cream.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
talk
Yeah.
about ice
So
cream.
GMOs.
yeah.
GMOs, you guys.
Okay, GMO question. I don't know if this has to do anything with it, but I eat tilapia. I heard that's not a real fish.
Tilapia is a real fish,
It tastes like dirt.
but it's
It's the ground feeder of the fish, right?
well, yeah, so are catfish,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's low level fish.
Correct.
Garbage.
Yeah.
It's low level fish.
Okay,
the
but it's still fish.
It's been bred and it has changed genetically. So yeah, technically it'd be a genetically modified
Okay.
organism, but that's any commercially raised fish would be even well, and now there's so much like crossbreeding in the ocean. It's all contaminated in the ocean
Sure.
too. So
what I'm excited about is see the new species coming out of it that are going to survive the cross contamination.
You talking about us?
there's some freaks in the ocean
Yeah.
that we don't know and haven't seen. They're pulling
That's
that shit
where
up in
my mind
Asia.
went to.
And
Uh-huh.
like there's new species coming out of
Uh-huh.
us. It's
Es-
mutants. It's literally X-Men. It's X-Men
Well, especially
in the
with
ocean.
I pray that comes to life someday.
especially with that
We're seeing it.
what was that Japanese reactor that blew up real good and the radiation's still
Uh-huh.
drifting out?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we'll see that shit well after
Oh, you
long
talking
after
about-
we're
you talking
gone.
Talking about the lingering half life,
Yeah, well, so
1,000 years or whatever.
They're
that is?
still
That's so
finding
much.
detections of radiation at Chernobyl.
yep.
Yeah. Oh,
And you're
yeah.
talking fucking, what, 40 years ago?
Well, you got to think about the atomic bomb testing sites out in the United
Mhm.
States.
Oh, yeah,
No,
absolutely.
and then-
Nevada, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But who doesn't want to be an X-Men
I've always wanted to be. Gambit was my favorite
or
character.
X-Woman?
Now's your chance.
X-people.
Now's your chance.
X-people,
X-person.
X-persons.
Yeah, X.
Shout out to Disney ruining Marvel, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
saying
No
that,
shit.
Say that right now. Listen, I'm probably one of the most
Fuckers.
social accepting people in the fucking world. I'm serious. I don't give a shit how you live your life. As long as you're not violating the rights of somebody else or a minor, do what you do and love who you love, be who you are. But motherfucking Christ, man, get your own characters and quit ruining the ones that already exist. Fuck.
Yeah.
Did that deal go down before Stan Lee died?
It was going down while Stanley was dying because
I'd be really curious to see what his standpoint was on that.
well, see, Stanley didn't. His whole thing was he wanted to make. He introduced the first gay character back in like the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ladies know who Stan Lee is?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Audrey.
Okay.
I'm a nerd. I'm a super nerd.
Awesome.
Yeah, Stan Lee was
Jana, do you know who Stanley is?
Stanley.
She knows
Just
who
want to make sure
Stanley
everybody's
is.
on the same page.
Stan Lee.
we're all good.
Stan Lee was the more socially accepting person before being socially accepting was real. Same
Mhm.
thing with Gene Roddenberry. Gene Roddenberry knew George Takei was gay when he came in for his audition.
Who?
George Takei played Mr. Sulu on Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't know Star Trek.
Yeah, because you were too busy like banging girls or whatever. Fucking
No, I wasn't.
He was
actually.
too busy in Ventura looking for girls with southern accents.
Instead, he got like, "What? Hi, welcome. It's the Valley. We made it. Yes.
No, I never. I can honestly say
He
I
was
never hooked up.
surfing.
Let's
I
go to
was.
the mall."
I was either surfing.
He
or
was
skating.
surfing and fucking up people in Orange County.
No, I actually got jumped by 3 guys out in Orange County. Never went back.
Ooh, where?
Huntington.
We were just there.
Yeah. Fuck Huntington.
We saw the craziest accident happen.
Tell me.
today.
Oh, California, you'll see the craziest shit out there.
Car chases is
Yep.
like your evening form of entertainment.
Yep,
Click on the
absolutely.
news and watch a good car chase with your dinner. Sit there. That's
The
me.
best are on the 405 because there's so much
Yes.
traffic.
Yes.
Yep.
And then they get into the neighborhoods and shit, and everybody
Mhm.
comes out with their cameras. Oh, it's
Yep.
a good time.
But so we were sitting at this coffee shop on Huntington Beach, and was it your boyfriend and I happened to be looking because the fire truck was coming at the T. Is it called a T section? Or
Intersection.
Intersection.
No, like where it's a T, and it's like a 3-way, like a dead end, and then
That'd be a T.
whatever. Anyways, we have roads in Canada, but this fire truck was going on a red light, and this kid, they had the green light, and he just saw it at the last second, and he had this like crazy Bronco.
Yeah, it was like
It was
Mustang.
daddy's money bought that
Yeah, it's,
car for him.
it's Huntington for you.
But it was like this really nice car, and he somehow swerved and ended up wedged between this car that he unfortunately hit, and it was a sweet old couple, and then this truck, and he was like facing them, like looking right at them, like in between 2 cars. And so we saw
like
that happen.
perpendicular. He like swerved in between these cars.
Yeah.
Perpendicular to the 2 cars. Like
Yeah.
Like
They're
he
in the
would have
lane.
killed them for sure.
they're each in a lane. There was nobody in this lane, and he.
Because, yeah, he had
Right
like a
there.
solid
Wow.
green light. So he didn't see them. Because lots of times you just never know where, like, what direction the emergency vehicles are coming from. And so,
Well, and it's Huntington. It's loud, and there's sirens everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And so
Anything in LA County.
he, like,
Yeah.
swerved and somehow ended up wedged between 2 cars. Like, it was crazy. But I was really disappointed there was no car chase. But we did see that happen. So, I don't know. We don't have that happen in Canada. Moose chases don't last very long. So,
That's a real thing?
yes.
Well, they'll come out.
Moose chase?
No, it's not a real
Oh.
thing.
Well, when you get deep in like more of the wooded areas, like I guess a moose will like stand in the road and be like, "Fuck you, I'm a giant." But
Yeah, those fuckers are huge.
They're bigger in Alaska, though. Like, the more north you go, the more dense the vegetation is, so the more they have to eat and stuff. But, like, I've seen, like, a few moose and stuff, but, like, I've only seen a handful, but I hear, like, Alaska, it's, like, insane, which is why, like, most people like to go, when they go hunting, they go to, like, northern Alberta, British Columbia, and then, like, the Yukon and Alaska, because they're enormous.
shout out to Chris Jericho.
That's a wrestler, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Calgary, Alberta. His real last name's Irvin. His dad was a great hockey player.
Fact.
Oh, we got his hockey.
See, bitch, what did I tell you earlier before they got here? Woo! Canada and hockey. That's all they got.
It is. Well, we have the CFL, but that's where Americans who want to play in the NFL, don't make it into the NFL, so they go to the CFL.
Shout out to Johnny Manziel, who couldn't even cut it there.
Keep shouting out these people we don't know.
I got your back.
My uncle played in CFL. I'll make sure to run
great.
that
This
by
is
him
awkward.
tonight.
Yeah, right.
Well, no, but your uncle had a career in the league, though, too.
He did.
So, I mean,
Well, the CFL players don't make near as much as the NFL either, which is such a
No.
bummer. They work just as hard probably, but they just
well, the field's like it's wider, right?
I don't know. There's like
Yeah.
a few differences between the leagues, which I don't know. I wish that they would just merge them both, and then like that would probably piss
I
off a
have
lot
conspiracy
of people.
theories.
There was one crossover. There was one crossover
I'd be
CFL
curious to hear that.
NFL player that was the shit in both leagues. That's Doug Flutie, baby.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't care about
He had a good career.
CFL.
He had a good career in both of them. I think he's in the Hall of Fame and in the CFL and the NFL now.
He's in the Hall of Fame in NFL. I know that.
His last play in the NFL is still the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Is it a miracle?
No, his drop kick field goal.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's still a rule in the NFL, but he's like the only person that's done it in 50 years.
Ben Roethlisberger will punt every now and then.
Yeah.
But he won't kick an extra point.
Fuck Ben Roethlisberger.
All right.
That's where we're at.
Yeah,
I
he's a
didn't-
rapist. I don't like him.
I didn't mean to call you a bitch in a negative way earlier, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Oh, I take it as a compliment.
I didn't mean it. Sorry.
Just say you forgive him. Just kidding.
He didn't have to. I see it in his eyes.
That's beautiful.
So you guys are just coming from California?
I flew there last night and literally spent the morning in Huntington Beach,
Yeah,
and
we picked her up at 10 o'clock last night, and we woke up at 6 a.m. this morning.
And then what's your guys' plan now?
we're driving to El Paso tonight and staying with some of my relatives, and then
Oh,
Tomorrow.
oh,
I mean tomorrow. Just kidding.
oh! I was like, what the fuck? What's
Yeah,
going on?
we're over you.
I
We're
get-
leaving.
I get it.
We're gonna drive through the night.
Yeah, no, tomorrow.
Well, come look at the kid first. You know.
Dude,
Here she's cute.
she's so adorable. Oh my god, I did not want to put her down till number 2 took her away from me.
Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
Is she even gonna be awake when we get there?
my kid.
Maybe.
It's a new baby. I'm going to be up every 2 hours.
She's actually been done really well sleeping. She's been sleeping about 7 hours a night, but that's probably because she's 2 weeks old.
I was gonna say she'll have.
You
a
know.
sleep
But last night when the crazy wind blew through, and the Chiweenie dogs got upset, they kept waking her up. So that was dope.
What'd you say to the dogs?
I said,
What kind words did you give them?
Oh, I didn't. I let Brittany handle it. She was up and angry, and I was like, yeah. Because, you know, baby wakes up, baby wants that tit, so she was pissed. So I just let her handle all that. Like, hey, enjoy. You done poked the wrong bear there. At one point in time, she was grabbing Ruth and getting ready to walk downstairs. And I was like, get your ass back in here. This is your room. You lay down. I don't want to keep waking you up. It's like, we're in this together. I shot the baby into you. She came out of you. Now we're just going to do this. We're hopefully not going to sleep.
Aww.
That's
So romantic.
It
Oh,
is.
great.
Yeah, you Google romance, my picture pops up.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Well, if a picture of a white dude pops up, you can say it's me. We all look alike.
You guys are twins, right?
Yeah, me and Paul.
Can you see the resemblance?
We convinced 1, 2, and 3 that Paul and I were half brothers.
Yeah,
Came
that
over
shit
for
was
dinner.
funny as
That's awesome.
it was.
Yeah, that's cool.
Helping them accept their sister is what's going on. I think.
Yeah, how's that going?
Oh no, they love her, man. They love her. It's Brittany's ex-husband that's a chode. Has to be sure to let the kids, whenever they get excited about her, that's just your half sister. I'm depressed with my life, so I have to ruin yours.
Tell him to get his pom poms out.
Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, he went after Brittany a couple weeks ago when she dropped off the kids.
Dude, just
And-
let me go pay a visit to
No,
him.
dude, I almost left work.
I'll talk to him, I swear.
No,
That's
no,
it.
No. I'll talk to him. But It's one of those things, man. Like he's so lonely and upset that he takes it out on his kids at this point. It's disgusting. Like, and it's not like he's being abusive. He's just such a mopey bitch at home that the kids are noticing it, kind of thing. Like, number 3 was all upset last night because he was worried because Daddy never gets any snuggles.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. The kid's 6.
So yeah, he's saying some shit.
I mean, he's just being a mopey turd. And we know he's been self-medicating a little bit too because he's been using our Fry's card to buy his 12-packs of beer. And Brittany found that out. So anyway, he's a bag of shit. I don't like him. He doesn't like me.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Dude, there's plenty of desert, man.
Yeah, I know.
And people go on
Listen,
vacations all the time.
we went out to a certain mountain range at one point. I don't want to blow up my spot. We went to a certain mountain range one time to go blow up Tannerite. And I was like, God damn, I got a body here. No one will ever find this.
Yeah. How do you think my people have been doing this for a long time, man? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, up in Chicago, they have the coal lakes.
Yeah.
No one knows how deep
Go
those
swim
things
with
are.
the fishes, man. Cement shoes.
Old coal lakes. Over time, they fill back up with water, and because record keeping was so shit back in the day, no one knows how deep these lakes are. So you
Wow.
make somebody disappear. Also, hog farms.
Yeah.
That was in a show or something.
No, that was in a movie, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Yeah, Silence of the
Yeah,
Lambs,
Silence
and then there was a British movie too. The old creepy old man was talking about it.
When my dad was on SWAT for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the guys in the red
He's
coats
a
with the hats,
Mountie.
He's a Mountie.
Mounties have SWAT?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't think they had
My
guns.
dad was a sniper. We just have hugs and apologies.
I knew you guys carried
Sorry.
like
but
clubs.
my dad was a sniper.
Sorry.
But my dad was a sniper, and there was a story. We used to live in this, like I was like maybe 2, so we lived in this small town called Kamsack, and it actually had the same, was it murdering rate or murder rate per capita, the same one as Chicago. So it's called Little Chicago, and so they had like tons of issues, and they had this one. It was like this crazy dad and his son, and there was a wife, and eventually the wife disappears. And so they go, and my dad's in his sniping position, and they like stake out this house for like 24 hours for like something like a long time. And they finally raid it, and the 2 little bitches committed suicide because they were like cornered by SWAT, and there was like all these like crazy things. I'm probably missing every detail, but what they decide, or like we're finding out, was I think there was like a wood chipper, or it was something related to that, where disperse and pretend nothing happened. And so like, cause she disappeared, and I don't know if they ever found out what happened, but
Hydrochloric acid, man. Easy. Done.
wasn't
I
it
have also watched Breaking Bad.
or what's
Breaking
that Cloverfield?
Bad.
The Cloverfield. Did you ever watch that Cloverfield where they live in the basement? It's like what the newer
Yeah,
one.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
They dump a body in
Yep.
a barrel of that.
It'll disintegrate a body in under 7 minutes.
Hey, does your dad still do crazy strong for no reason stuff?
Sometimes. So he's on a strongman team and was into bodybuilding when it was like first becoming a big thing. And so that's what I grew up with. And so he started traveling with this strongman team, and decided to be done with like policing, and so breaking bricks and flipping cars.
Well, yeah, because the last time we talked, he had like either torn something or just
He
got.
did. He tore a tendon in his bicep, so
Yeah.
it was hanging out by his shoulder for a good while.
Hell yeah!
In the Philippines, that's where it was. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, you're definitely not going to get some good medical help out there.
What are you talking about?
well, luckily they had good travelers insurance.
Yeah.
So, but like he told me he was considering like going back into competing for bodybuilding for the masters,
Yeah.
and because he's like still incredibly fit, like he's the most disciplined man I know.
How old is he?
1 second, he'll be 58 in December.
No shit.
Yeah, still has like a 6-pack. Like he is fit and disciplined, works harder than anyone I've ever known, and so he was considering it, but because he doesn't have the symmetry now, because his biceps uneven, he's like, there's really no point. And plus, like, he's completely natural, so he wouldn't take anything to like help get him to where he would probably need to be to like keep up.
Dude, can you imagine that psycho of a man that's just like some TRT? just like the standard, get your test levels back up to normal levels shit. First off, I feel bad for your mom. But
No.
like, because she just tells her, yeah, and then my dad's just out flipping cars. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
That means he buys them and then resells them, right?
So how was
No,
high school
no.
dating for you?
I was homeschooled.
Oh,
That's how you get around
Yep.
it.
Yeah, I was homeschooled from grade 4 on. We were traveling, and homeschooling was like a learning experience for like both my siblings and I and my mom. Like, it wasn't like we didn't have Google. We didn't have all the resources that there are now. So it was definitely like frustrating to a degree, but it was also like I learned like some most amazing life experiences, and like just how to in general like communicate and travel and be independent, and like actual life skills I still use today from traveling. So dating, I didn't really want to date. I didn't want to waste my time, and I never dated in high school. My first boyfriend I got when I was 20. But I didn't want to waste my time, and I was busy. Like, I knew I needed to figure myself out, and I was also like, I liked boys, but I was so terrified of them at the same time. Like, just, I don't know. I think I just didn't want to, it came down to, like, I just didn't want to waste my time. And I was busy, like, I was touring with the dance team, and
I'm going to have you stop by my ex-wife's house and have a little chat with my daughter. She just started high school on Monday, so.
oh my
Did
god.
that shit already start?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, she asked me last week when she saw me, she's like, because I haven't seen my kids in 5 weeks. I spent 2 weeks with my parents back home and then went on vacation with their mom. And so when they came back, my daughter's like, why are you so big? I'm like, this is the smallest I'm going to be for the next 4 years. So get used to it.
So funny. Yeah. Well, and so like a lot of people are like, they do say that, and they're like, come talk to my daughter. And like, it honestly was the best thing for me. One of the things I was talking to a friend about is someone was like, how do you know like who, like what you like and who you want to be with? I'm like, well, I have a pretty good understanding of who I am. And so I know like I want someone with similar morals and values, and like I don't have to date around to figure out that there's a sea full of assholes to find like the one person that's meant for me.
God.
So
Where were you when I was younger?
Can I tell you something too? I love Jonathan
my husband.
Jonathan.
because
Me
we
too.
have said a total of 20 words to each other. Total. But I've had nothing but respect for that.
I already have respect for him just from the way she's speaking.
But he'd come into the gym, he'd do his thing, we'd acknowledge each other, and he'd leave. He didn't have time for my shit. Respect. I have nothing but respect for that man.
He
I
also
love-
chooses to go to the love the gym. Like I think he just goes in, gets done what needs to get done, and then he's like, I'm out.
And he goes home. But like I was like the moment I like met him, I was like, I fucking like that dude.
I said that to myself too. So I married him.
We have never had a full conversation ever.
Yeah.
I fucking love him.
He's the most
Probably
consistent person.
Might be the best friend I've ever had.
That's
The fuck you
concerning.
say?
Yeah. So
Derek's gonna hear that and get mad. That's my best friend. Sorry.
But yeah, that was my perspective, and I was busy, and everyone's got their own story, and everyone has their own way of finding stuff out. But like that was the best, and I already knew I was confused, being like 15, 16, and like I just didn't feel like I wanted to date anyone around me, and so my dad lucked out. Like my sister.
Hell
too.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, my sister too. Like she married, so she was in love with this guy for like 4 years before she was the legal age, and then like so he called her little sis. Like she was like he looked at her like a sister. He was like, no, like I'm 20 something, you're 14, and like he wasn't at all looking at her that way. And so
I was going to say, you're not
No.
painting a really good picture
No,
right
okay,
now.
So they worked at a camp together. She was like this like little 14-year-old girl, like crushing so hard on him, and all the girls had crushes on him. Luckily, I never did, and I was like, no, thank you. But she was like just in love with him, and he was like oblivious, and he didn't like he wasn't ever like feeding into it in that way.
I would
Like,
hope not.
no,
Yeah, that's how you get your legs
no.
broke.
So then, like 18, she turned 18, 19, and then like they like suddenly he was like, wow, like, oh, I've never seen you before. Like that was basically how it happened. And then like they got married, and that was her first and only love. And I don't know, but
Right.
everyone's story's
You
different.
don't hear stories like that too much these days, you know?
No,
Mm-mm.
you don't. But my dad got super lucky. My brother was a little troublemaker for a second, but then he smartened up.
Smartened up, got in line. It's like it's gonna be so weird hearing love stories later on down the road. You know, how'd you meet mom? I slid in her DMs and asked her to send me nudes, and that's how I knew she was the one.
Swiped
You know,
right.
You know.
It is gonna be
Uh-huh.
it's gonna be really weird.
Uh-huh.
You're not gonna hear like traditional like, oh, we met at the grocery store.
She bent over and spread her cheeks, and that's where I knew I wanted to be.
Yes. There's Jake's version, and we're like, oh, we
We're like,
reached for
I
the
reached
same
up and
apple.
our hands touched.
She said grocery store, and you said
Spread them cheeks.
Kind of grocery stores you going
potato
to, man?
potato.
I believe there was a song that came out not too long ago that said something about to eat that booty like groceries. It all ties together.
Never heard that one.
It's a piece of shit song. It's
Huh.
terrible.
Huh.
They played it at the gym a lot, actually.
Probably.
I never listened to the music at the gym.
I kind of had to.
Oh yeah, you sure did.
Yeah. I was there all day, every day.
You lived there, basically.
Yep.
That was, yeah, I did. It was awesome.
I think I petered out by Christmas time. I was like, I can't be here all the time. I'm starting to hate being here.
Well, you were still, like, you had just tried to do the class with Bree.
Yeah,
Or
so
that
there was
just
like
starting up.
multiple, like I would get momentum with clients. It's like essentially you're starting a business. I would get momentum with clients, and then they'd get sick. They'd have financial things. Like personal training is a luxury to lots of people. So it's like it'll be the first to go if something ever happens in their lives. And so, yeah, and then I just found I was losing my passion for fitness and health, and it wasn't so much about me anymore. It was about everyone else's perception of me. And so that's when I was like, I gotta like cut out and like just love it for me and not have it be my full-time gig.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I never really did lose mine. It's just, shit's different.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and you want stability, and like it's not as stable. Well, I do. I don't know. Like I wanted something that was like consistent with like my income, whereas sometimes it would fluctuate.
My shit was pretty stable.
Yeah, that's nice for you.
Yeah, I was gonna
If
say.
you got in on the ground floor there, though, it was different than coming
I was
in.
pretty fucking good at my job.
No, I had great clients, and like when I did find good keepers, like they would stick around, but it wouldn't be enough, and then like there would still always be that life. And plus, you got in on the like basically ground floor of when they first opened.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
and
when-
I came in, and there was like 3 or 4 other trainers starting at the same time.
When I started training there, the only actual trainers that were on the floor all the time were Big Dave and the Harem, and then John Arthur, Zach and Celinda. There was Andrew was still working the desk and getting Gorilla Games up and running. Let's see. I think Karen had a couple clients, which is Andrew's lady. There was that one older cat that trains all the football players and athletes.
Charles?
Charles. Let's see who else came around. Zach and Celinda.
Already mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah,
As
keep
you were
up.
running out.
But yeah, there was John Rothmel was the MMA guy at the time.
Yeah. I don't know.
So,
I
mean,
just figured out that it wasn't for me. And like I'm no bodybuilder. Like I was considering bodybuilding and then I was like, this isn't for me. Like I was trying to convince myself of something that I actually had no desire to
the way
do.
your body built is cool. Is the way your body is built is cool as fuck. I will give people. I will compliment somebody on because you're not proportional, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You have better legs than a lot of dudes that compete. And it's something it's honestly impressive. And I ever think if you ever got the desire to like lean out, you would it would blow people's minds because you've got better quads than half the NPC in the classic physique division.
Well, thank you.
And that's telling a bunch of motherfuckers out there to step their shit up. But like, because I mean, you've got a good wide long back, but your shoulders don't pop the way they need to, kind of, and your legs just overpower your upper body. But they're still the coolest thing on a female I've seen in a while.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
getting to my
Trainer brain.
yeah. Every once in a while I get into those. Are you waiting on yours?
No.
All right, Audrey, let's get it.
I'm vegan. I don't need it.
So, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about. So, vegan competitors.
See?
So, what do you think about the vegans that are running gear to be competitive in like the NPC?
My instinct is to kind of say, like, you do you.
Right.
You know? Like, I'm not going to
But
step on your shit, don't step on mine.
I'm
kinda
not
thing?
I'm not talking like orals. I'm talking about the dudes running test and shooting animal product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think there's a big divide in, like, vegan bodybuilding itself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's, like, as far as I'm aware, there's, like, two different, there's a dividing line. There's two different sides to it. And one side doesn't really communicate with the other. And there's, like, no interaction. It's like, all right, you do things your way. We're going to do things our way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's so many different, like, sides to this because then you can get down the whole rabbit hole of, like, the NPC as a whole and, like, regulations and who should be doing what and what they should allow. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it really does come down to, like, you do you. If you are shooting up animal products, well, then you're not really vegan. Take the vegan label off. You're plant-based. Plain and simple. If you eat a vegan diet, you are plant-based. Veganism is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. And that's where I really clearly stand on that.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess that's the thing is just people need to be a little more self-aware because everyone else is hyper-aware and they will pick you apart and you will lose respect and a quote-unquote fan base on either side if you can't clearly define who you are and what you stand for. So if you're going to use animal-based steroids, you're not vegan. So don't give people that impression because then it, kind of slanders the whole move that we're trying to do.
I get you.
I didn't know that was a lifestyle. That was a diet.
Yeah. No, and that's the common understanding. That's the common understanding, and that's where I'm trying to kind of help to educate.
It's because you meet the assholes.
Correct. You meet
That-
the keyboard warriors.
The I'm vegan.
Yeah.
with-
The keyboard warriors.
The keyboard warriors.
What is
We're
that
just
reference?
talking about
Those
the
Weird-
those are
yeah.
those are the people that are only tough behind their screens.
like
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, those assholes that just like comment and hate on all the moms trying to be good moms and then all the people trying to be healthy and then
Aren't
all
those
the people
called trolls?
Yeah.
Trolls, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
they have multiple names.
Yeah, and they're
Keyboard warriors. I like
keyboard
that.
warriors. Yeah, and they're out there. It's just there's a lot of like shame and name calling and all that. But if you were to confront those people in actuality,
They'd cower down
they'd cower down.
like the pusillanimous they are.
So is there a distinction? Are there levels with vegan or with being vegan and
I'd say
competing?
it's pretty clear. Honestly, I'd say veganism is a lifestyle that chooses to abstain from any and all animal products or animal-derived products. So no leather, no wool, gelatin. That's a very commonly missed one. Sugar that's processed with bone char. It's just an understanding of everything that's going in, on, and around your body,
Right.
and doing your best. And that's what it comes down to as well. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm the perfect vegan. I'm not. And
Choose honey.
You're not going to
So
get
you're
any black
plant-based.
from me.
I'm going to abstain from that one right now.
Mm.
No, I do have a little bit of a different take on honey, and I guess I would be a vegan then.
Oh, wow.
I'm also the whole labeling thing as far as like what people are and aren't.
Oh, no, I'm talking about as far as
Yeah.
the competition standpoint goes. Like, you were saying NPC, that's the governing body, right?
That's one
so
of
That's one of them.
Okay, so
that's the one that matters.
if you have two bodybuilders, one of them does what they want,
Mhm.
like you said, you do you, and then another is strict vegan.
Mhm.
They hold them on the same.
Well, you'd be held. You'd be held to the same judging criteria.
Sure.
On that stage,
But
yes.
isn't the person who does whatever they want, don't they have a competitive advantage?
It depends on the division.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's what I'm.
Yeah.
because there's different classes, there's different class types. So
So no heavyweights are vegans.
Well, they are, but they could just be doing other things to have that competitive advantage.
There it is.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
now,
But there's nothing in the rule books that says you. So like,
no.
So
there's
for
a
example-
list,
There's no
there's a-
vegan
there is-
only
there is
heavyweights.
oh no, I'm just saying
There's
like
a list of banned substances.
like the NFL, they'll test you and
No.
they'll say if you've so if you've had honey, you can't. Claim
No.
vegan. Okay.
No, there's nothing like that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about competing.
It's all based on
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
what
he
do you-
is, but
Yeah.
like,
but there's so that when it comes to if you go and you look at the official rule book of the NPC, here's your list of banned substances.
Okay.
But ask any NPC competitor when they were tested.
Oh, so it's not like here's the competition,
Yeah.
here's the 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
or the
Yeah,
here's
scouts
here's the people
honor.
who won, and then they don't go. Here's take the test afterwards to make sure that you were clean.
Yeah, Scouts
There's
on,
none of
Scouts
that.
honor. I didn't do
Got
that.
you. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I don't really have. If you are, that goes down to my you do you. As long as you aren't violating somebody else's rights, fuck yeah, get geared up, do what you want to do.
Right.
But my biggest thing is if you are going to take it down that route, you need to be under the supervision of a medical professional, not just your buddy or the stranger at the gym.
agreed. Amen. We were talking
Same
about
with-
that.
Yeah, like with nutrition, like we were talking about like keto and all these fad diets that are going on, and like
God,
were-
don't get me started on that shit.
it's seriously so annoying. I have some people come up to me and be like, "I'm trying to do keto." I'm like, "But you have wine. How are you keto with
Right.
wine?"
Well, and they're not necessarily fad diets. A lot of these fad diets are clinical diets. They were used in clinical
Well,
settings, and
Yeah.
studies were done on
and
them.
keto is
Yeah.
awesome if you
You
can
have-
do it.
And if you have seizures, dementia, Alzheimer's,
Mm-hmm.
anything with mental brain functions, this is what we were talking about. That's when it's like beneficial. Like I think we would see such a difference in like old senior home and retirement home if they pushed a more like healthy fat-based diet.
Oh, diet and nutrition
that
could
goes-
like vastly change
Yeah.
the medical world. And
they
people
just give
can
them what's
reverse
cheap.
fucking diseases
Well,
with just changing their
If
nutrition.
you look at the sugar industry, that shit's actually coming out now. The sugar industry all got together and paid for these studies saying about how fat was bad.
Which is like doctors
So-
used to recommend smoking.
Yeah, like my great grandma, she was prescribed smoking in her 30s to help with her stress.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But so there's actually studies come out now where like the sugar industry all got together and was like, how about we just make everything fat free and we just load everything up with sugar instead. That kind of thing.
So funny.
But-
It comes down to labeling too.
Yep.
It's that whole market. But I have friends who are they're strict paleo, like strict paleo, and it all came down to his psoriasis. And once they shifted 100% over to paleo, it became a lifestyle for them, not a diet. And like we were listening to this podcast that talked about diet culture and how it actually has pushed weight gain and obesity and unhealthiness in general, where instead of just being like balanced, like we grew up being hyper aware of, oh, be high fat, be no fat, be low carb, be no carb. Like there's all these extremes that are being pushed on us. And then like of course we're not going to understand, hey, listen to your body. Like eat what you feel like you need in that moment and then like step away.
Your
But
gut biome is amazing.
Yeah, but like since they switched to paleo as a lifestyle, he had he stopped taking every single medication he was taking to like stop that, because that is like skin issues are always going to reflect what's going on
Nutrition,
in your gut.
absolutely.
So that's like, I think it's different when you choose it as a lifestyle, like Audrey's chosen veganism as a lifestyle, but so many
Her
people are
skin's great.
Yeah, look at that skin. But then
It's plant skin. I get my daily
plant-based skin.
All I eat is chlorophyll and sunshine.
I stand out in the sun and I just suck it all up.
I get my photosynthesis on. That's all I need. And water.
Have you seen these breatharian assholes?
What the? I swear to God, you come up with
I've
the
seen
most
a lot of
random
crazy
shit.
but
What is that?
Not one that I have seen.
It's people they basically drink fruit smoothies and then claim they get the rest of their nutrients from oxygen.
Oh, love some
Get the
yummy
fuck outta
oxygen.
here.
Breatharian, a person who believes that it is possible through meditation to reach a level of consciousness where one can obtain all. Oh, I have seen this shit. All sustenance from the air or sunlight. So would I
Yeah.
be a breatharian?
I don't know. You eat. I seen it.
That's true.
I watched you pick kale out of your teeth when you came in.
That's true.
Evidence was there.
The
Oh,
evidence
can-
was there.
can
the
we-
donut evidence is.
Can we
on.
agree that if you claim to be a raw vegan, you're just an asshole? Can we just agree on that?
How many other names are there for people doing, like,
So-
changing how they're eating?
Also, but like a raw vegan is someone who lives the vegan lifestyle, but they refuse to cook anything.
Potatoes must suck.
I mean,
Well, actually, there are some raw vegans. You can prepare potatoes raw, but I don't recommend it. I had my stint as a raw vegan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not every raw vegan is an asshole, but there are a lot, and I was one.
Well, so
You're an asshole or a raw vegan?
I was both at one
Oh.
time. At the
But-
same time.
so you
The asshole part still might be a little bit there.
balancing your macros on a vegan diet, on a plant-based diet in general, is a difficult task as it is. On top of getting your micronutrients in that you also need for proper body function is a struggle as it is. So if you're just eating a raw plant and trying to get that all in at the same time too, you're working 3-4 times as hard, I think.
Well, the digestibility and the nutrient absorption alone is vastly different from when you cook certain foods.
right.
And so, yeah, it's incredibly difficult. And I'll tell you what, it wrecked my digestive system. Everybody's individual. Everybody's different. Again, you do you. But,
Cheeseburger.
it's, yeah. You
Taco
don't see
Bell.
many raw vegan competitors, is what I will say.
Well, it's because they're everyone that I've seen. I have never met a raw vegan in person, so this is just from what I've
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
Is they all look incredibly emaciated.
Look what?
Starving.
Oh,
They all. Look,
Ryan, shut up.
I mean, they all look just so. They look like skeletons with their skin hanging off them, and they're, I'm so healthy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? no.
It's that perception that being skinny is healthy. Like, that's what our
Dude.
cultures really produced.
Our society is all about that. It's
Mhm.
disgusting.
What I'd like people to get into their noodles is if you're trying to lose weight, it's not necessarily a specific diet. It's a caloric deficit. A caloric deficit. You find the right caloric deficit that works for you.
They're a combination of different things. It doesn't have to be diet alone. You create
Hey.
a deficit with cardio.
Say caloric deficit the next time you have a potluck at work.
I do.
See how that goes over.
No, I don't fuck with it. I don't. That's
I don't
Paul.
fuck with. I never did either.
That's
Like
Paul.
they would. It became a thing.
To cause diabetes?
Dude, they're having a potluck / baby
No,
shower
that
for
I
me
be-
on Friday.
That I became the bad guy at work because I didn't partake in the carb overload. Right. So it's always the sugar, donuts. It's always the stuff that gives you energy because it's all about productivity.
Yeah,
It's not about thank you for being an awesome employee. It's
let's
Mhm.
get you hyped up.
work.
Yep.
So like I didn't feel the need to have Tres Leches cake at 7:30 in the morning because you brought it in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but please. And all I did was stay silent. I said, no, thank you. Or my coworker, Stacy, she used to say, have a no thank you bite. And I said, what is that? She goes, you don't want it, but you don't want to be rude. So you have one bite or you have a small helping and then you say, it's my no thank you bite. I started having no thank you bites all the time.
Well, I bring my food.
No, I did that too.
But you know what I mean? So like, I mean, I
Yeah.
have all my meals and they'll be like, we brought in. And I'll be like, I have this. Thank you.
It's less about
Yeah.
you liking what they're eating and more about you not eating it with them.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
about a connection.
But
is
see,
like what
I
food
will-
has become.
I'll eat my food with you as you eat your bullshit if that's what
Yeah.
you're looking for.
Yeah.
But I don't feel the need to participate.
I think what
Like-
it is a perception of once you are the person that's out of the circle, now you're being the person that's judging everybody else. That's how they'll perceive
I
it.
judge everyone hard.
Right? No, but
Hard.
as somebody who's taken a fistful of donuts and you're the only person not doing it, now these people are going up. Yeah, I'd like to eat my donuts fistful.
Hey, remember when I told
Had
you
so many
before
donuts this morning. Yeah.
before you got promoted that the next time that someone brings in cakes and shit, I'm sending a diabetes meme in the mass email back?
Damn.
Yeah,
I did that.
good.
I did that the other day.
Good for you.
You don't make friends.
Huh?
No, here's what you do to handle a potluck. You say you're fasting that day, and then when they see you eating your own food, you say, "No, I'm fasting from potlucks."
That's worse.
I've been fasting for potlucks since like
I didn't say I wasn't an
15.
asshole, so
Just
No,
saying you
I-
have policy.
I'm not. I've never been a raw vegan. I'll probably never try to be. But I could tell you right now that a lack of carbs and everything else that I'm supposed to have, and a lack of cooking food, I would be an unpleasant
that was the
person.
hardest part for me mentally was the lack of cooking.
I
food
love
and
cooking
the process.
food.
I love
Love cooked
cooking.
food.
I love warm foods. It's just like comforting, and so to just drink smoothies and eat a lot of fruit and salads, it was just like, oh, okay.
Well, I
But-
think people attach their identity and who they are as a person to like what they're eating, and like we're in such a culture where everyone's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm counting macros, I'm like intermittent fasting, I'm doing this, there's like so many things going on right now that like people are just starting to associate their self-worth with like what they're eating.
Why don't
I
they
just
keep
eat
it to
what I want.
Which
themselves?
is why
though?
people become assholes about it, and then they hate on you for being different than them because they
Keyboard
feel,
warriors.
yeah, I don't know. I'm in this phase of like I don't want a meal plan or I don't want to restrict because I'm like I don't know. I've had like negative experiences with nutrition, like since ever. But like I grew up in a very fitness and health oriented family, so that was like what I grew up with, like Body for Life, Tony Horton. Like I grew up seeing that as a part of life. So.
That was his issue with me because we were gonna do a show this year because I just celebrated a year of sobriety a couple weeks ago, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And my whole new addiction is the gym, and so
I love how he said that.
yeah, because I get a lot of shit. Oh, you just traded one addiction for the other. So hey,
that
you know
that
what?
felt like death.
Hey, this one's good for you.
It is. Well, not only that, a year ago I was 145 pounds. Like, yeah. That's what heroin and pills and drinking will do. So, yeah. But,
science.
me, I have no problem admitting it. I was blessed with a fast metabolism. So I've always been able to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat. So when this guy tried to put me on a restricted diet at about 5,000 calories a day,
Yeah.
when meal
My- my-
six
He's
came-
good at that.
Yeah, my restrictive 5,000 calorie a day diet.
Oh,
So-
my brother complained about the same thing.
Oh, my
just So
God.
you
Oh,
know.
Nick's a pussy. I
Eat
love
4,000 calories, bro. What?
him. Did he not get? Did he not get bigger and stronger?
He did, but Fire Academy, it's all cardio and heavy shit, and he
Yeah,
sweats
but
a lot
I won for a little bit. So
for a little bit. But he wants to get back on it.
Tell that bitch to call me. I love him.
Okay.
Love his fucking face.
I'll see him Friday.
Love Nick. He's so sweet. Give him a hug. He's a giant.
He's a sweet tree. That's what he is.
No. So this dick, every time they bring in cakes and pies and bullshit, he'd go and get one. So I finally told him, I said,
2 or 3.
yeah. And so I finally told him, I said, if you can't turn down that shit once, I'm not doing your prep. Because if you can't turn down cakes and shit and bullshit when there's no pressure behind it, you're going to crumble like the Berlin Wall, baby.
I crumbled bad. 2 weeks, I left the diet. I was like, I need to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat. If I want to go home and eat a pint of ice cream, I'm going to do so. Last night, I ate a bowl of cereal and a drumstick. It's fantastic.
But-
Carbs and protein.
No, but see, the thing is with this guy, because...
no, drumstick ice cream.
Oh.
So he's got
Calcium.
before he lost all his weight and things, he's always had great musculature. Okay, so that came back. Okay, that came back real well. We've actually grown Paul a lot. Now, see, the thing is with him if he could get it through his goddamn head to get his diet right, his conditioning would be in fucking sane on no or minimal extracurricular help. He would have bass string veins across his chest and his shoulders and across his back, and he would make anybody that stood next to him on a men's physique stage look like they didn't goddamn belong there.
Thanks,
And that's what I'm trying to get through his fucking head.
After November 12th, we're doing it. I'm going to Germany for 2 weeks. And I'll be damned if I'm going to fucking Europe for my first time on a restricted diet. Hell no.
I wouldn't do that to you. That's rude.
Well, with
rude.
competing and stuff, you have to want to. And I felt like I had to. Because, like, I gained muscle really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've been trying to, like, lose some, essentially. Because I, like, just gained a ton because of how my nutrition was, what it was given to me.
She's got these fucking quads, man.
Yeah, that's something I lack in big time. Legs.
We started training legs this year.
That's true. Up to 375 now.
Give it time. No, but like I like finally realized I was like, well, one, if I wasn't happy with my body before a competition, I would never ever be happy with it because I would see it at this pristine place of like shreddedness, and then I would go all over the place hormonally and physically for the rest of my life and not be happy, and so. Like, I just knew for my mental health it wasn't a fit, and me trying to convince myself it was just caused more stress.
Yeah, I totally get that.
You know who's really great at reverse dieting a woman out of a competition diet? Andrew.
Yeah.
Really?
He's reversed a lot of, like, I've seen a lot of competitors get, like, amazing results from him. And he's like, fixed a lot of people.
And he's fixed a lot of people.
Yeah.
People that...
Like, he went to school for it. He has so many degrees in it, right?
And he fixed people that people messed up that would have been hurting for years. I won't mention names because that'll get out to the coaches that messed him up and whatever. But Andrew Taylor is a wizard. He is a nutrition wizard. He's a solid dude. Paul and I, we shout him out now because we buy all our lifting equipment for the Gorilla Gains.
Nice.
Yeah, I just got my first apparel a couple weeks ago. Fucking love them. Wrist, what are they called?
Your wrist wraps.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you get the elastic ones or did you get the cloth ones? I got the hard cloth ones.
Hard cloth ones.
Those are the shit.
Yeah. That's what's been able to get me up to like the 150 dumbbells and shit like that.
A little bit of sport. You tell me that.
Well, see, and that's another thing too, because we're not power lifters, but you're not needing to swing your proverbial dicks around to show how heavy you are lifting raw.
Yeah, right.
Preserve your joints when you're training hard and heavy and intense.
Oh, I'm in there struggling to get my knee sleeves up and my belt on every time I squat.
Damn right.
I don't care if it's a moderate day or what. I would like to have joints when I'm older.
See, that's my next purchase is knee sleeves.
We had that talk.
Changed my life.
We had that talk when you were moving out here.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having issues, and then I talked to my coach about them, and she said, "Get some damn knee sleeves, girl."
Right.
Like, because I was having major tendonitis issues. Gone.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's why some people say I have no cartilage in my knees. But if you ever watch me squat, it's never. I mean, it's light now because the dungeon doesn't have the proper equipment. But like, I'm never trying to have just like the lightest I'll go is 225, and then I'll smash some shit out. Now, I'm 5'9" on my best days, so it's not really too bad. But I've got long limbs as compared to my body type, but I have no cartilage in both my knees. So I have to have some kind of support to train the way I need to for my specific goals. And I think if more people realize that kind of too, it would stop a lot of gym injury, and it would help with their personal quality of muscle and their quality of their specific training. Yeah. You have to go into war with the equipment you need to be effective in combat.
Yeah.
Well, it'd also bring even more people who are already injured into the gym if they understood that, like,
there's ways around it.
Yeah, and you need that muscle to be strong so that it can protect your joints even more. Like, I remember I actually told someone about that because they were like, "Oh, I'm scared to move. I'm scared to lift again because of my my joints and stuff." And I was like, this guy, he used to be a trainer at Hog. He was telling me about how his knees are messed up, and he made it his number one goal to make everything else that's connected to that knee strong.
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah.
didn't the doctor tell you never squat again?
Yeah, the doctor told me I should never squat. I should never weight train. But I built my quads up, and now I don't just fall down when I walk. So suck
Yeah.
it.
Doctors don't know shit anyways. They told me I was never going to walk again.
See,
So
the thing
There you go.
with doctors is doctors do know shit.
Nope.
Listen to me. Stop. Doctors do know shit. Their job is to treat the problem. That specific problem. They see the specific problem and they treat it. They don't treat what's around it.
Or the different situations around it. Like, because there's different patients. Like my husband, we were bouldering, and he like almost tore his tendon in his ankle. So he's been limping for a couple months now.
What is bouldering?
It's like rock climbing without ropes.
Okay.
So it's really fun. Like I really, really liked it, but they had like 2 feet of like cushioning, and it just made him go. He missed a reach and fell, and so we went to the doctor, and it was like huge. It was like grapefruit size, swollen
oh yeah.
ankle joint, and so the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, like it'll never be like fully 100%, and it'll take this long to get better," and kind of gives you the blanket, like probably what he tells anyone, but like what we did, like to help him heal, like just being super diligent with icing and those electro pulsing things that are phenomenal. What is it? What are
Mhm.
they called?
Electrodes, I think.
That's what I call them, but then I'm like, what if I'm just making up some name?
No, I think they're
But,
called electrodes.
But so we were doing like preventative healing, not just like rusting it, but like going like icing and not icing, going to like a physiotherapist, which they're phenomenal. And like we were taking extra steps to make sure it heals 100% and more. And then we would get ankle sleeves and like more like actually be preventative, not just wait till something happens and it gets agitated again, and then we have to go through the whole process again. But he gives like the doctor gave like a blanket statement. Like he's not going to just say, "Oh, well, like if you do this and this is what's going to happen."
Because that's not their job. Their job
No.
is that's broken, fix it, don't do that again.
Ice it.
Yeah,
Rub
that's
some dirt on it.
that's their job. Now,
Yeah.
when you get into specialties, that's when they're like, "Oh, have you tried backflips?" You know, that's where. But when you go to a doctor, they're unless it is in their specialty, unless it is in their specific wheelhouse, they will not leave their wheelhouse. Because they've learned that because if a doctor's really good at one thing, there's a lot of liability in them leaving their wheelhouse, and that's how they can get sued and lose their license.
Yeah, I
So
get it.
it's not necessarily that they're not wanting to help you. It's just if they give you the wrong advice, they know they can get the dog shit suit out of them. So it's better that they just don't.
Yeah. But they could also just say, "Hey, go to a PT. Go like seek out that help." And it's like anyone, like everyone's trying to do it like do it yourself nutrition, do it yourself this and that. I'm like, go to a professional who knows science, who knows nutrition.
I think doctors are
Who
getting
knows?
better about that though. They're getting better about like recommending people that they know through their networking that they made.
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's better than them saying like back in the day when you broke your back. It's better than them saying that you'll never walk again. That doctor would be like, "Listen, here's my opinion right now. Go." But my boy Steve, on the other hand, he's a wizard with fucking backs and nerves, man. Have your mom set up an appointment. See, I think that would happen more today than back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
some of
was-
those networks though are like they're just buddies.
Right.
Yeah.
My drinking buddy. Oh yeah, go see Chip. Chip's not the best at what you need done, but he knows the doctor you went and saw. Like my wife did that when she had the issues that she had,
Yeah.
and it was like we read everything online, do what you normally do when you get sick or when you have some kind of issue. She went on, groups to try and figure out what it was, and she was pointing in a certain direction. And then when we went to the ER, they didn't give a fuck. Like you said, they addressed the problem, but it's the ER, so they said
Yeah.
you're not gonna die.
Yeah. Here's a Band-Aid. Go
Have
away.
a good night.
Yeah.
You're bowling over in pain.
charge an arm and
Go
leg
home.
for it.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. And then the guy that they recommended us to, his specialty wasn't even what we needed in order to find the problem. Like it was really frustrating. So but it's like lawyers.
Yeah.
The lawyer, the normal connotation of, or stereotype of lawyers is that they're shit, right? Not if you find the right one, or that they're a specialty. Like you don't see a general practice lawyer when you have a murder charge,
Right.
right? It's like it depends on what the problem is or what you're going for, and if you just try and shortcut it with a general practitioner.
Oh, hey,
Good luck.
Texas law, need a criminal lawyer? My boy Miz. A tax lawyer, my boy Donnie.
Yeah, and I got my immigration lawyer.
See? But, I'll,
We got referrals.
Shout out to my mama.
yeah, Paul's mom. What kind of law does your mom do?
Escrow. She helps all the rich people stay rich.
Well, one day
Yeah.
we'll call your mom.
Mhm.
You should have heard my patent attorneys talking shit about other attorneys.
They don't know shit about dick and
Oh no, they laugh. They're just like, oh yeah, they said this, and this, right? I'm like, yes. So here's what you actually need to do. Awesome.
Yeah, we
So-
had that experience too because we were like shopping lawyers for when I was gonna come down here, and then like a lot of them were like, oh, like instilling that fear and like just trying to like give you what you want to hear so that
Mhm.
we would like go to them, and then the lawyer we ended up with, he was like, no bullshit. He's like, nah. He's like, this is really easy. You don't have to worry about it. Just calm down. We'll take care of it.
And their demeanor is completely different.
Yeah, they're
Completely different. Like you'll talk to someone who doesn't care, and they're just like, it's almost like Stepford Wives. Like they're robotic as fuck. It's just a routine. They're going through just like your job at the office. It's like you're going through another account number
what do you mean?
or loan number.
I live for that job. It's the best thing I've ever done.
potluck Fridays.
Potluck Friday. Fucking
And every single individual customer that you speak to, you treat them on an individual basis, right?
actually, well, if I have to call them, yeah. But man, for the most part, I'm like, you fucking did this. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you so much.
I'm talking about you got a wonderful job. Thanks to me.
You know what? Like I said, I really do have to be better about being appreciative. And it's really, there are way worse things to do. It really isn't a bad job. I just get caught up in what I feel is wasting my time. But what is wasting my time is what is keeping food on the table. It gives me great insurance, and I really do have to be more grateful for that job.
I'll tell you this much, man. Just buy your time because that department, that whole floor sucks balls. And I'm swear to God, just buy your time, dude. And there's so many different opportunities. Like, look at me, for example. I never thought in a million years I'd be getting a fucking laptop, work from home one day a week, and then work in the schedule that I want so I can see my kids' sporting events. Just buy your time, dude. That department's shit. And all the upper floor talks shit about the second floor.
What do you mean?
Hmm.
I see people smiling all day.
Just exudes happiness.
Mm-hmm. No.
You know how like when you walk into like a hospice,
Same thing.
same thing.
Mhm.
Except there's like way less morphine. So I mean, the parties suck.
Is the food a step up though?
From what I've seen, the food is good. I have not partaken, but they do bring in a lot of cinnamon rolls and muffins and donuts and cakes and random bullshit.
See, that's the X factor though, because when potlucks, it's about discipline. The reason why you may not partake, but then it's the hygiene. Who made the dish? How do you just blanket trust everybody?
You don't.
That's what I'm
Fuck, I
saying.
never thought about it like that.
No.
We're having a potluck next
Excuse you?
Wednesday. I just openly trust.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Do
give
you
me
know
it.
how many people cook in their kitchen and do not wash their hands?
Brenda from HR, her hair looks a little raggedy, but she brought in a tray of mac and cheese. You gonna try
And
that?
You're not gonna touch it.
What
No
was-
thanks.
Oh,
What
what?
was that plague
Dude.
that went around the United States? This is back in the day, way back in the day. And
It's been going on for a long time.
and it was kind of like dysentery, but it was something different.
Scurvy?
Dysentery is where you're pretty much having diarrhea out of your mouth
Yeah.
and butt. So it was something like that went around, and they traced it back to one woman who scratched her ass when she was cooking. Her.
Stop.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
do.
God damn it!
That's how
Well, I had to like read about it in school.
Because it was on the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it killed like a lot of people, like
Yeah.
that's just pink eye, right?
pretty much.
Yeah.
Somebody scratched their asshole
Mm-hmm.
and then touched their eye.
Well, someone who scratched their asshole and cooked food, and then it
Mhm.
killed like thousands of people.
Jesus. Damn it, dude. Now I'm not going to be able to eat a potluck.
Hey, don't be mad at me because the facts didn't change.
They did now
I
in
just
my
made-
head.
No, I just made you aware of them.
Just ask who cooked what dish,
Victimhood,
and then who
Yeah.
you would trust.
King of it, brother.
brother.
Whoever you see leave the bathroom that hasn't washed their hands,
That's about 90% of Office. It's fucking
Then
disgusting.
don't eat. You know, like, hey, who brought this? There needs to be name cards in front of each dish, and you just avoid the non-hand washers.
That's why you
Good
just don't
call.
fuck with it
I like
altogether. You got
Yeah,
no,
do an
Strategy.
anonymous poll.
No
Do
problems.
you wash your hands after you go to the bathroom?
No, I'll just say the no thank you bite, but not take the bite. Just take it back and just throw it in the trash.
Or you say, oh, I tried some. It's great. But you didn't.
But then I'm lying. That goes against my moral code.
Then you might die from asshole scratching.
At least my morals will be intact.
At least your morals will be intact.
Death by someone's duty. That's the proper way to go.
I was going to say, should we end on that note? I think that's a perfect way.
Death-
to end.
Death by someone's duty.
Whoa, Jesus
I like
Christ!
it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah, it's 9:30.
mm-hmm. And you still got an hour to get home.
Fuck, we do. Stupid fucking Santan Valley piece of
You
shit.
mean New Mexico?
Sounds so happy.
Well,
He's
I mean,
got a nice house. It's just out in New Mexico.
Does this mean we don't have to work out? JK. Just kidding, JK. That was a joke.
Who the
Funny.
fuck are you talking about? I've been waiting 10 years to kick your ass.
I know. We're going to do it.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah,
We're going to rally.
this will be it'll be more of a Jana-centric workout. You know, one of those circuity type functional things.
I'm down with that. We had donuts today. We need to pay for. Well, they weren't cents. We need to pay for our deliciousness.
Wait, didn't that go against the whole vegan thing?
There are such
Vegan
things as vegan
donuts!
donuts.
Vegan donuts.
Shut the fuck up.
Fucking tasty,
My
too.
favorite donuts up in Canada are vegan.
You heard
They're
it here
not
first,
from,
folks.
They're not from Tim Hortons, though. They're not
So-
Tim Hortons.
Explain how
Yeah.
they're made.
I have no
yeah.
idea, but
How
they're
are they
super
made?
well, they're crispy.
So some non-vegan donuts will have butter in them or they'll have egg. But it all comes down to flour, water, salt, and yeast. And you can do a lot with that combination. Pizza dough, donuts, and then glaze is sugar. Sugar, and if it's,
Sugar's good for you.
No,
in small
What?
amounts.
no,
In small amounts.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
That's another podcast. We'll be back.
Oh,
Next time.
I'm gonna kick
on
you through a
Sober
fucking
Swole.
wall. Oh my god.
I live off of the carbs. But yeah, vegan donuts. They were delicious.
How does gluten fit into the vegan game?
I love gluten.
Okay.
Well, gluten.
Put it on a
We were
shirt.
just listening to that
Hashtag
podcast,
gluten.
and
We were.
She
Gluten's
said that
not
there's
from an animal.
actually a dysfunctional,
But it's not good for certain people.
there's
Right.
a dys-
Yeah, for certain people, if you have celiac, it's not good for you.
yeah, but there's like a dysfunction with people who identify as gluten free that aren't actually gluten free. Is that what she said?
Well, she was saying it was her identifying as like being gluten free was masking a deeper eating disorder.
Yeah, it's called a food.
Well,
science.
I did it, so
It's called
there
food
you
science,
go.
But we ate all the gluten today.
we did every meal.
Well, thanks for having us, guys.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
why don't you do your social shout outs and your business
Plug
shout outs?
ourselves.
Yeah, plug yourselves
Yeah.
real quick.
All
Do it.
right. Plug.
It's been over 2 hours.
Instagram.
I know.
Yeah, Instagram's probably the best way to find me at Audrey Wrong. I post a lot of random shit right now, but that's changing. Shout out to my sister for helping me with that. But that's probably the best way. I do post a lot of like recipes and me cooking and doing random stuff, and I bake a lot of sourdough bread. So if anyone's interested in that,
Yeah, you were supposed to bring that last time, but you didn't.
Dude, I love sandwiches too. What'd you bring the bread for?
I'll mail some. It
Can't
does
mail
fine in the
bread.
mail. Yeah, you can. You just gotta wrap it right. Put it in a box.
You can order donuts. You can get bread.
I didn't know you can order donuts.
Get that bread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all kinds of shit tonight, man.
The internet is a magical place, my friend.
Instagram's the same for me, but I think I have like 7 accounts. But my usual one is the Soul of Wit, WHIT, and then I have my fitness one that I post on sometimes, but haven't recently. It's janamarie.fit, and then Fortress Training Co. is my entrepreneurial endeavor. So, yeah,
There you go.
there it is.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in and shooting the shit with us for a
Yeah,
while.
thank you.
We
This
talked-
was
Thank you.
awesome.
We talked a lot about a lot of
We
things.
covered a lot of ground.
I now understand how podcasts go on about the most random things, like Joe Rogan's YouTube and podcast. Have you guys
I
ever?
Love Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe Rogan.
I think this was one of our better ramblings, though. Maybe.
Your
I don't know.
podcast.
We've had some good rambling.
We did have guests that balanced the fuckery.
They,
So
they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Maybe-
we brought science, culture,
Science and culture.
Well, needed the Canadian for the culture. So
so
anyway,
diverse.
well, let's do some shameless plugging. All right, guys, if you're looking to check out some supplementation to help you along your way with some clean, high-quality products, check out royaltynutrition.com and use the discount code 37HAKE. That's 37HAKE. Royalty Nutrition prides itself in using not bullshit to make their supplements, and they actually do their job. Also, if you are a veteran or active duty service member that's looking to get into the fitness community, check out fitops.org and apply if that seems right to you. If you are interested in helping out this amazing cause, this helped me get my shit together, and I will plug it for the rest of my life. Please donate. They're amazing. They are a not-for-profit, and they help veterans get their lives together and really teach them an awesome skill that helps them help other people along their journeys to getting healthy. Check out at Buy2Buy. That's at BUYTOBYE.
Heyo.
It is a patent pending process that takes the absolute stress out of meetup times when you're selling your things online. And it's 100% safe. He's got bays set up so you can actually try the things that you're trying to buy so you know you're not buying some bullshit from some stranger on the internet. And also, you don't even have to see this person. They can come in and set it up, and you can set up another time to come pick it up. Easy peasy. Check them out.
What was my
And
turn?
I am at Hake Joward. You can follow me on Instagram at HAKEJOWARD. You can usually find me lifting weights, posting pictures of my baby because she's awesomer than you, and talking shit about some things. Paul?
Yeah. Everything that Jake just got done saying, definitely shout out to House of Gains, or not House of Gains. Wow. We talked a lot about them tonight. Sorry. Gorilla Gains. Use the wrist wraps. Definitely have helped me out, get my strength up, make sure I'm taking care of those joints. And, you know, if you guys are looking for a really great meeting in the Maricopa County area, come check out my home group. We are the Fourth Dimension. We are at the Pigeon Coop off of Rural in the 60 behind the Denny's. Meeting is every Sunday at 6 p.m. If you guys are looking for some solid recovery and just all about the solution, man, how to make your better life in a world of addiction, come check us out. Also, coming up August 2nd through August 4th, the CA convention is going to be happening at the Tempe Palm Beach Hotel. If you want more information, just go ahead and send me a message on Instagram, which you can follow me at How You Doing. That's HWUDOIN. And thanks again, listeners. We really appreciate it. And please fucking send us some messages and tell us what you guys want to hear. Tired of asking you guys. We want to know what you guys want to hear about. Me and Jake can just talk shit for all day long, man. But we really want to know what you guys want to hear about and how we can relate better to our listeners.
DJ Swirl, what you got?
Well, you plugged my business for me, so thank you for that. But yeah, to piggyback off of that, it's monsoon season, so don't get caught hanging outside of a police station trying to meet up with somebody to complete your deal. We have a safe, secure, air-conditioned, cooled facility, testing bays, like he said, our fly-by times, which he mentioned as well. So if you work a late shift, the person you're buying from works an early shift, you can drop it off at your time. they can pick it up on theirs. Also, this studio, I am starting to rent this out for podcasters, influencers, and e-gamers, esports. Anybody who is a bedroom a bedroom influencer
Ooh.
or does their podcast at their kitchen table, step your game up. Stop by here. Your first 30 minutes are free when you come and check out the studio, when you try out your first show. And yeah, state of the art, everything, high quality, low cost.
Man, I want to be a bedroom influencer.
It sounds so dirty.
Water.
Oh, selling draft water. Yes.
That's how you end a pod.
Right on.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, thank you, ladies. Really appreciate you guys coming out.
That was so much fun.
That was a lot of fun.